Can you check the mics?
Spread your love and hear what I'm saying now. Spread your love and hear what I'm saying now. Spread your love
Sanbonani, Dumelang, Absheni, hello, grand and peaceful rising. Sivugile, Vooka Nation, and I hope you are bright and awake on this wonderful Tuesday morning. What are you choosing? Are you choosing better finances, better health, or choosing to take care of yourself? Whatever it is you're choosing, I hope Vooka Breakfast Show is one of the things you're choosing today, because we choose you every single day. My name is TC Gamazibugo Shabalala, your prime cut creative and positivity dose of the day. Umamshengu omuhle, indlovukazi yagwantu, and I'm saying bayete to you all watching and listening to the show. And you know what? I am never alone. Of course, it takes a whole team. Teamwork makes the dream work. And here on the Vooka Breakfast Show, we're the team that gets you that energetic start to your day. And of course, I'm not alone. As you can see behind me, we have Umweketi, my money, maximum temperature. How are you this morning, my brother?
TC, a very good morning, man. Epic and interesting mornings is what we bring you right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show. I am feeling good, man. One of the things that I'm choosing is choosing to be here and also choosing to be with people who are going to be with us throughout the show. We've got so much jam-packed for them. So I just hope that they connect with us throughout our social media platforms. We are Vooka Breakfast Show, and right now we are live on Facebook and we are live on YouTube. All you need to do is to use that hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show, press the like button, and also share the live to those people that you think it might be important for them to be with us here. So let us keep the engagement going, because you know that here we never cease to amaze you. And speaking of amazing you, it's what we call a picture of the day. Each and every morning we improve your bucket list so that you can know some of the attractions, the tourist attractions that South Africa has to offer. So behind me, as you're asking yourself, what is that picture that you're seeing? What are those pictures? Where is that place? So for today, on a picture of the day, we have what we call the Golden Mile. So the Golden Mile in Durban is a famous beachfront stretch that runs from Ushaka Beach to Suncoast Casino, including a route to Moses Mabhida Stadium. It is a major tourist attraction known for its golden sands, warm Indian Ocean waters, and subtropical climate, offering activities like swimming, surfing, and fishing. Most beaches are protected by lifeguards and shark nets, with South Beach being ideal for beginner surfers. The area features a mix of residential apartments, hotels, restaurants, and nightclubs with remnants of Art Deco architecture. Popular attractions include Ushaka Marine World, Mini Town, Blue Lagoon, the Surfing Museum, and a skate park, making it a beloved holiday destination for locals and visitors alike. So, TC, tell me, man, have you ever walked the Golden Mile right there in Durban?
Oh my goodness, not at all, Mwekezi, but I've heard it's a total vibe. Golden beaches, surfers everywhere, and that warm Indian Ocean breeze. Perfect day out.
Yeah, man. And if you're watching, you just have to know that it's not just the beach, mini town, Ushaka Marine World. Even that skate park, man, it's packed with so much fun.
Wow, Mwekezi, exactly. Whether you're there to chill, surf, or grab a bite at the beachfront spots, there's something for everyone.
Yeah, man. When you talk about the Durban's Golden Mile, sun, sea, and non-stop energy, what's not to love? Let's top it off with enhancing your travel experience with Tswelopele Tours, some of the shuttle services that you can check yourself out together with your families so that you can make your traveling experience very, very good and better and enhanced. So all I need you to do is buckle up and check this out.
Escape the ordinary and discover the extraordinary with Swellapeel Tours. Whether you're a group of friends or a family looking for a memorable getaway, Swellapeel Tours has you covered. Our all-inclusive tours take you to South Africa's most stunning destinations, from the scenic beauty of Mpumalanga to the vibrant life of Gauteng and the coastal charm of Durban.
It's a Tuesday, and today, once again, we will be getting you on that financial wellness journey when we're being joined by Rishika Mahado. So get ready for an insightful and empowering conversation that will leave you feeling inspired and in control of your financial future. And of course, another guest that we will be having on the show is Paul, and who will be joining us, who's about prevention and awareness and a coordinator at the Westview Clinic. For those looking for help, it's a conversation you don't want to miss. So whether it's you getting better at your personal finance or your health, we have everything for everyone here on the Vooka Breakfast Show. It's about what you are choosing to do today, Vooka Nation. And of course, stay tuned because we have so much more just for you. Of course, let's get you ready on what's going on with the world with your news and sports update, and what's going on with on the roads with your traffic update. But for now, let's go to your weather.
All right, once again, a very good morning to you, Vooka Nation. Of course, we need to keep you well updated with your latest news headline and what's going on around the world. So, on your first headline, Rand Water's anticipated Phase 1 maintenance is complete. Rand Water's first phase infrastructure maintenance was scheduled for completion on Monday. The bulk water supplier started servicing its system last Thursday, causing disruption across Gauteng. The project is expected to continue until July to enhance plant reliability and efficiency. Water tankers have been deployed to affected areas. On your second headline, ICASA is probing the reported unauthorized use of Starlink. ICASA has acted against the alleged unauthorized use of Starlink in South Africa. The regulator issued a notice in the government gazette reinforcing the requirement for all electronic communication providers to comply with local laws and regulations. Additionally, ICASA has dispatched teams to affected areas for on-site verification. On the next headline, a probe launched into underground cable fire in Johannesburg CBD. An underground cable fire disrupted parts of Johannesburg CBD over the weekend, breaking out near Rahima Musa and Harrison Street just before midday on Saturday. Some roads were closed and sections of the city lost power. No injuries were reported, but the cause remains under investigation. Meanwhile, Gauteng is facing surge in kidnapping cases, prompting law enforcement to urge residents to stay vigilant as the province becomes a hotspot for criminal syndicates. That's all for your news headlines. Now let's head over to your sports news. Starting off with tennis news. Golf sails into French Open quarterfinals. Coco Gauff secured her fourth consecutive straight set win at Roland Garros, defeating Ekaterina Alexandrova 6-0. The 21-year-old American dominated early, dropping just 5 points in the first 5 games, but faced breakpoint pressure before sealing the set. Despite resistance, Gauff finished strong with 3 straight games. She becomes the youngest player to reach 5 women's singles quarterfinals at a major since Venus Williams in 2001. She will face the winner of Madison Keys versus Hailey Baptiste. Mira Andreeva also advanced, defeating Diara Kastakina 6-3, and will meet Pegula and Boysen in the next round. Next on your cricket news, Maxwell retires from ODs to focus on T20 World Cup. Glenn Maxwell retires from ODs after 149 matches, winning 2 World Cups, 2015-2023 and the T20 World Cup 2021. His 201 against Afghanistan in 2023 is regarded as one of the greatest ODs innings over. He also set the fastest World Cup century, 40 balls against the Netherlands. Maxwell ends his OD career with 3,990 runs and 126.70 strike rate and 77 wickets. Despite retirement, he aims to play in the 2026 T20 World Cup. Cricket Australia praised his impact on the sport, with selectors calling his skill and longevity remarkable. On your football news, Hugo Bruce shares main Mbegezeli Mbogazi attraction. Mbogazi is one of the 7 newcomers in Bafana Bafana squad for friendlies against Tanzania and Mozambique. Coach Hugo Bruce praised his maturity, decision-making and aerial ability despite not being the tallest defender. Bruce believes Pirates missed an opportunity by not releasing him for the under-20 AFCON, which could have boosted his development. While Pirates cited his Champions League experience, Bruce argues he could have still played at AFCON without affecting their season. Mbogazi now looks to prove his worth in the national setup as South Africa prepares for key fixtures. On your athletic news, newly elected ASA board has its work cut out. James Moloi was re-elected as the ASA president, with John Matane as vice president, and Kesa Molotsane was chairperson of the Athletes Commission. SASCOC President Barry Hendricks urged Athletics South Africa to appoint a CEO and expand staff to improve operations. He emphasized unity and athlete-focused leadership, advising against further internal conflict. Athletics Free State and Central Gauteng Athletics withdrew nominations, raising concerns. Hendrick reaffirmed SASCOC's support, encouraging ASA to solve issues ahead of the World Senior Athletics Championship in Tokyo. Athletics South Africa aims to strengthen leadership and stability while preparing for upcoming global competition. That's all for now. Stay tuned for more sports and news updates throughout the show. Don't forget to share your thoughts on these headlines with us on social media using the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show and send us your voice note on 060-493-3226. Now let's get you updated with your latest traffic update with TC standing by.
Well, Sivugile, Mavuga Nation. And of course, if you are on the roads, here is your latest traffic update. A stationary vehicle has been reported on the N12 westbound just after the Kingsway Avenue ramp from the Kingsway Avenue R51. No lane, one lane out. Is affected with the emergency lane being closed. A car stopped on the N1 southbound at the Rigel Avenue ramp. The left emergency lane is closed, and so please drive safely. Stationary vehicle has been reported on the N1 southbound at the Brockfontein Road, and the left lane is currently closed. Well, that's all from me for your traffic. And if you do happen to be on the road, do make sure to share your traffic update with us using the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show and the hashtag Vooka Traffic, or send your voice notes on the number 060-493-3226. Now, let's get you that energetic start to the day.
Hey family.
Hi.
My name is Tisiga Mazibugo Shabalala.
My name is Moketi Maimane.
My name is Musi Miss.
My name is Ketua Ketumguni
On the Vooka
Vooka Breakfast Show.
Every weekdays from 7 a.m.
to 10 a.m.
This is where we are going to have our topical discussion featuring various experts from different fields.
We're going to take care of you and it's going to be amazing, man. Right now I'm on the set of the Vooka Breakfast Show brought to you by the Blinko Network.
Do not forget to subscribe.
That's Vooka Breakfast Show on Facebook and all other social media platforms.
Vooka.
See you there.
Vooka Breakfast Show.
We're out here in the heart of Soweto, Top Sandton. This is right next to Zondi Hills and just before you get to Broad Fisher Club. I'm out here, my name is Musi Mest. I'm out here with the one and only maximum temperature. TC Shabalala Wakamazibugo, and of course our station manager, the one and only Manelin Lyric. And we're traveling out here, man. This is what we do on the Vooka Breakfast Show.
Yeah, you gotta get it fresh.
Bugile, we are fresh and nice. Now it's time to take the information to the people.
Of course, like Mo just mentioned, do stay tuned, comment, like, subscribe, share your thoughts and your opinions and everything else in between. We're going to be coming to a street to do live near you, wanting to know what your thoughts are out there on the street.
Of course, we've got TC Mazibugo with the traffic update. Right now, we are going to N1 southbound to make sure that whatever that you guys get, it is real-time information.
Yes,
so, looking at Mukhorosi, we have robots that are not working right here, but the traffic is moving. We're going to look at when is your rush hour time, when people are from the work, or from school,
Yes,
right?
sir. Yes,
Gonna
sir.
give you your daily update. So do make sure that you stay with us. Mobile Vooka Breakfast
Yes,
Show.
sir.
Asante at least.
This is Ted, the Wild Irish Comedian. You're watching Vooka Breakfast Show. Tune in every morning, Monday to Friday.
Sorry. An energetic start to the day is what we try to give you on a day-to-day basis right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show brought to you by the Blinko Network. Welcome, 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 welcome. To what should by now be your favorite rendezvous. But of course, if this is the first time that you're hanging out with us and spending some time with us, welcome as well. This is what really promises to be your favorite rendezvous right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show, brought to you by the Blinko Network. Always spending some quality time with myself, the one and only MOOCEE Mester. And, I'm so excited. I'm so pleased to be both in your company and in your presence on this wonderful Tuesday morning, the 3rd of June, 2025. And you know that I'm not alone. I can never ever be alone. I'm always hanging out with the best of the best. The one and only maximum temperature, and of course, Berry Blaze. Alfred Berry, guys, talk to me. How's it going?
Hey, man. Very beautiful Tuesday morning, man. And as we started the show, we spoke about choosing, and what are you choosing this morning? And I was like, man, you know what? I'd like to choose the people who have been joining us throughout, man. And it is very important that also, joining them. So, sorry, can you please replace this cable, the first one with that one? Yeah, man. Choose better cables to, enhance good quality sound, man. But yeah, I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling good. I'm choosing myself and also considering that there are other people
There we go.
out there, man. Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
yeah.
Yes,
So
sir.
choosing other people and considering that there are other people out there who need to be chosen. It's something that I always wake up to when it comes to Tuesday. So I'm feeling good and I'm feeling, well energized, man. That dose of the day just got me immediately when I woke up. 4:30 in the morning, I'm here right now, but I'm feeling good, man. Thank you so much for asking.
Yes, sir. Alfred Berry, talk to me.
Good morning, Mavugama. Joe, but not voice jam. Good morning, Virgo Nations, and I hope you guys are doing fantastic. Obviously, I go by the name of Alfred Berry, also known as Ms. Berry Blaze, and I hope you guys are feeling fantastic on this awesome Tuesday, hey? Well, I'm feeling good, hey? I'm feeling pretty good. Unfortunately, I still got a bit of a cold, but it's better than what I had last week. So yeah, I'm doing good, hey?
Yeah. Yeah, man. Look, if you have just tuned in and you've just joined us, you are still absolutely on time, right on schedule to catch your favorite rendezvous, like I said a bit earlier on. Maybe you didn't hear me properly. Welcome once again, to what should by now be your favorite rendezvous, spending some quality time with us. Of course, the best team in the morning on a day-to-day basis, Monday to Friday, taking such good care of you, only and exclusively right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show. Let's have a great energy exchange, share our thoughts, our opinions, and everything else in between. This is where we aim to have bold conversations with industry professionals. Of course, these conversations should be all-encompassing, compelling, and of course thought-provoking, and shift mindsets only and exclusively right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show, brought to you by the Blinko Network. Share your thoughts with us. Engage with us across all our social media platforms using the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. So that's Vooka Breakfast Show on Facebook and all other social media platforms. But it doesn't end there. It needs not end there. Continue. Share your thoughts. Send those voice notes. Video call us, guys. We want to see your faces. We want to hear those voices. The number to dial for WhatsApp is 060-493-3226. That's 060-493-3226. Comment, like, subscribe, and do the things that are necessary to be done. The time right about now is 25 minutes past the hour 7 o'clock on a Tuesday morning, the 3rd of June. I can't wait for birthdays. Yeah, I can't wait for birthdays. There's a friend of mine who's... Yes, I do. A very good friend of mine. We've been friends for a long time. But before we get to that one, guys, on our news bulletins this morning, something that has been bugging me actually since last week, Mo. But fortunately, I don't know about you, Africa, but we were not necessarily that affected, which is the water situation that we're facing in our province. I heard on the news, I think last night, if not on Sunday evening, that there are quite a few parts of Pretoria that are without water. And, Rand Water's anticipated phase 1 maintenance is complete. So they say. So they say. So we don't know. The fortunate thing for us as Sowetans is that we are not affected. That's why I don't know about Meadowlands.
Meadowlands actually has some areas that was actually affected by water, zone 6 and zone 7, and I also know that they've also been affected by the power outage on Sunday. Came back at 10. Yesterday they didn't have electricity the whole day and night, and today they still do not have electricity.
Yeah, I think with also the updates that Rand Water and Johannesburg Water they have been giving on Twitter is just to assure people that please be careful of the misinformation that is being given out there, because I received a voice note from my friend last time. Now, this woman was like, "Hey guys, brace yourselves." Because
Yes, yes, we're
you
gonna be
know,
without water for quite a couple of days. Yeah.
So I think people should understand that if you can notice from the past days, the water pressure has been decreased.
Yeah. I saw that. I saw that.
So it has been decreased because infrastructure has been being maintained. You know, they also shared some of the images, showing us parts of Gauteng, those pipes being maintained, well maintained, so that people can have good supply of water. Because I remember Dada Morero, the mayor of Johannesburg,
Yes.
Came and said, you know what, guys, Gauteng is no longer facing water issues. You know, and for some people, they are not aware that whenever you drop in decrease
pressure,
the pressure,
yeah,
some
yeah.
people, they don't get water at all.
Yes, because already their pressure is at a low level.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So they always give these updates on Twitter, showing that, okay, on your area, the green part and the yellow part means that the water has been decreased. And then when it's green, it means that the water flow is good and you guys can, use water efficiently.
Yes.
So, yeah, man, with the maintenance thing, it also comes with the summit that they also had in Cape Town last week, the Sustainable Infrastructure Development Symposium that was hosted. It was aimed at improving such things like, water issues in our countries, because a lot of people have been hospitalized because of not having water. Some of the things that people don't know.
Dehydration.
On the ground, Yeah, so they do need to maintain, the pipes that are underground, so that whenever people need water, it can be accessible at all times, because we know that it is a basic right at the end of the day.
I mean, it says here, Rand Water is scheduled to undertake critical maintenance on its key infrastructure starting on Thursday, the 29th of May, 2025, as part of its commitment to ensuring a sustainable and efficient water supply. The objective of this planned maintenance is to increase capacity and improve planned availability, reliability, and operational efficiency, thereby supporting a more resilient and adaptable water supply network in preparation for the anticipated increase in supply volumes from August 2025. So what it essentially means is that, because the headline that's coming up here is that the maintenance is taking place from now in May all the way to June, because water supply volumes will be increased from August 2025. So it means from May, June, July, 2 months of not having proper volumes. The pressure has been decreased. So, I mean, I remember the last time we spoke about it, myself and Stephen, that hopefully after this maintenance we'll get back to regular pumping and regular pressure, So I don't know, share your thoughts, man. Wherever you are in Johannesburg or wherever you are in the country, man, have you experienced water supply shortage? Has the pressure been decreased? Has the volume increased, since now the scheduled maintenance is ending today, is set to end today in some parts of Gauteng? Would love to hear your thoughts, your opinions, and of course everything else in between. But I don't know, man. Like I mentioned the last time when I was having the conversation with Stephen and Afriperi, that I remember the one that hit us in December, right here at Motopsenville, the weekend of the 16th of December. It was crazy, man. From the Friday all the way to Monday afternoon, that's only when water came back. And originally weekend that 16
No, I think right now it also goes out to point out the fact that it is very important and very essential that batho ba reke di drum.
Yes.
The baguette.
Filling up buckets.
Because I think one thing that I've noticed, especially if you compare growing up and right now, growing up, there was always a water supply. You never struggled for water. Water was always there. And you literally get those little tiny slips, matey, at this certain time, at this certain time. But that all of a sudden kind of stopped. So especially for me and my family, we noticed that, it's going to be lit. like sizofukuza. So we decided we buy JoJo tanks, we plug them all there. After buying JoJo tanks, we have like buckets. So when the water goes,
Yes.
we have a number of buckets that already have water.
Yes.
So at that moment, basically, when you're about to drink it, it's all about purifying the water. Add a bit of cheek there just to cleanse it, and then you drink.
Yeah, and speaking of updates, man, there's a picture that I sent right there that I want us to view because it's from 1 hour ago from Johannesburg water. So right there, the caption of the picture says that Rand Water began planned infrastructure maintenance at 6 a.m. today, continuing until 4 p.m. So expected impact is pumping reduced to 67%. You know, that's what we always talk about, that it's not that water is going to be reduced, no, water is going to be closed at all. Taps are going to be closed at all. It's the pressure that is going to be reduced. And as you can see right there, the Palmit system pumping will be reduced to 67% for 10 hours. Residents are asked to store water ahead of the maintenance. And if you one of these places, and when they say impacted systems, is these places, it's possible that water can be closed. Like at all.
Completely.
Yeah, completely. It will be closed. So, Senten System, Alexandra Park Reservoir, South Hills Tower, Reiteslache Reservoir, Linksfield, and Midrand systems. Those ones are going to be the impacted systems. So, while we keep updated, we're going to be, coming up with developing updates on where and some of the parts that are actually affected, and people should brace themselves, because I know that a lot of people, man, they're not up to date with social media updates. These guys, they almost post each and every 30 minutes. So it's very important that you check your updates and what is happening around your area.
Yeah. Affected system, Mapleton system, Palmit system. Palmit system from the 3rd of June today, like you just mentioned. Zwart Kopi system. No pumping for the duration of the maintenance work. In Zwarti system, the maintenance is from the 30th of June to the 2nd of July, and it's going to last 50 hours.
Yeah.
The Palmit system, this is on Russell Road meter installation, is also from today, the 3rd of June, from 4 o'clock or from 6 in the morning to 6 in the evening or in the afternoon, early evening, which is lasting 12 hours. No supply to the following meters: southern areas, Barlow Road. And then also on the Palmit system from the 3rd of June, from 6 to 4, it's lasting for 10 hours. Pumping will be reduced to 67% for 10 hours. And then on the Mapleton system, from the 29th of May to the 2nd of June, which was yesterday, it lasted for 107 hours. No pumping at Mapleton pumping station for the whole duration. The primary objective of the major work is to connect the newly constructed B16 pipeline, which will be supplying water from the new station 5A at Zekerboch water treatment plant to engine room 3 at Mapleton booster pumping station. The city of Ekurhuleni will also take an opportunity to carry out their maintenance in their electrical infrastructure. So, hey, Guningi, man, Guningi.
Yeah.
They're also giving other places here, Aiken-Off system, the Aiken-Off system, Palmit, Zwart copies. Yeah, man. So 21 days, hey, Batung. 30 June to the 21st of July, guys. 50 hours, 48 hours, 10 hours. Like, places are going to be affected. So, like Afriperi just mentioned, I think it's safe to say that people should take measures. Fill up as many buckets as you can. If you do have tanks, those big what do you call them?
Jojo tanks.
The drums, those big drums. Yeah, if you do have those, guys, fill them up, especially for the toilet, if anything else, so that you have sanitation. Decent. It might not be the best, but it will be decent sanitation. Yes, Africa.
You know, when you said that, I remember a friend of mine who stays in Midrand. I went to go visit her, and then she's like, "Oh, ukila bona, I moved out from home," and I'm like, in dish, and I'm out here in the burbs, and I ended up having to buy one because of the whole water situation.
Yeah.
Because she had to fill her whole bathtub with water to
Hayi, le nathi apha
flush.
emoskotleleng, hayi, le, hayi.
No, she's like, now I am at least working,
Yeah, but-
so I left the whole Vascom situation. I have an
Yeah.
apartment, it has a shower, it has a bathtub, so I can choose between either one of those two. And then now she's like, I need to go back to basics. And like, I had to go work. I kilo reka Vascom.
Yeah, but who's going to know, Chief, if you, whatever, even if you live in Midrand or in Sandton or
Yeah.
Tlapa Moskotleleng, we know that you are facing
long as you bath.
water. You know, there's this girl I was working with last year.
Yeah.
She went to not TUT, I think VUT.
Yeah.
She went to VUT, or UP. One of those three. Yeah, but yeah, Pretoria, man. She was that side. So she says that during her varsity days, they did also experience from time to time water outages or water shortages.
Yeah.
And she's like, hey, we don't want to mention.
It happens, man.
You know,
It happens.
And Arabona, because she's from Pumalanga and she's used. I mean, they do have like a bath and a shower at home, but she knows she's used, especially Ayakomachaying in KZN, to her grandmother's place. She's used to the whole
Vascom.
yeah, the dish, those big dishes that some of us still use to this day to clean ourselves.
Yeah.
And so they were used to it. They knew how to make use and rationalize the water that they had in bottles and the water that they had kept and tried to store.
It's the ones who didn't grow up using
Yeah,
a Vascom that end up
yeah.
using like the whole majority of water.
Yeah,
I
and
think
didn't know how to rationalize.
yeah, because this one literally teaches you how to basically, water is essential. Water is a basic need. So it also teaches you how to use water properly. Remember that there was even a time where Somizi really was doing an advert for Rand water, where they like take 5-minute showers.
Yeah.
And then they call it Qinamanzi.
Oh yes, no. Was that not with the whole Cape Town thing back in 2018 when Cape Town was also
Yeah, it was.
facing?
It was.
Yeah.
Consumption was bad, man.
Yeah.
It was really bad in
Yeah.
South Africa to a point that even when people, had no water, they still wasted water. That's how bad it was. Imagine wasting water while not having water. It's some of the things that you should question yourself. How is this even possible?
Yeah.
Because water tanks will come and supply people with water, and
Yeah.
then some people will take the water. And I think it's time like this to say, guys, a car wash can't operate when there's no water. You can't use water from a water tank, to
Wash cars.
To wash cars.
I see they're literally fighting to make ends meet and actually put food on the table. But then you need to also rationalize and think about it properly, so that you don't have water at that moment.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, with the water systems, it's not even 100% guaranteed. It's like mutlakasi.
Yeah.
They'll tell you, no, water will be back at 12. 12 is sharp at Dololo, mates. When you've used up all of your water.
Hey, man.
And that's when you become extra tasty, yeah.
Hey man, I think part of the solutions is looking into the initiatives that the Investec has started with when it comes to your rainwater harvesting. One of the solutions to making sure that water is supplied in each and every household in South Africa, and the desalination projects that are also underway to making sure that it's part of the solution, and the grey water recycling is some of the solutions that initiatives like Investec, they are trying to pump into South Africa's infrastructure to make sure that each and every household has a water supply.
Yeah.
So I think we in everything and every challenges that we're going on right now as South Africans, we just need those kind of solutions, so that whenever we have electricity problems, we have one problem to focus on. Because even those generators, those power stations, they require water.
Yes.
To
Yeah,
run.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
to
if
function. Yeah,
we
yeah,
have
yeah.
water shortages, it means no electricity. We die, guys. We die.
In 2018, I remember when what do you call this thing? When Cape Town was facing water shortages. When Cape Town was facing water shortages, I remember we went to. I went to Cape Town with the choir that I was singing for at the time, and we were going there for a couple of days for performance. And never really wanted to take 5-minute showers. I chief, 15 at least. Okay, 10. 5 minutes. You don't do anything, and that the way that we were instructed to take those showers.
Yeah.
Like open the water, do this, and then close, and then it's like, Chief, I'm not I'm not used to that, you know. But yeah, we had to learn, and I think it's a good thing if we all take measures to learn, you know, and we take a moment to know how to rationalize, even not just water, but electricity. Using it sparingly as well, because a whole lot of us buy electricity right now. So I see some of you coming in on our comment section, engaging with us and taking the time to share your thoughts with us. Tembi coming through saying wakey wakey. Vooka Nation. Hey, welcome, Tembi. Saying a very good morning, team. Hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. Hashtag Sivugile on a Tuesday and a happy one ahead. Wow.
Wonderful, man. Yeah.
Hey, there we go. And then KT, TUZ saying good morning. Hashtag Vooka team. Thank you, TC. Love the new hairdo.
Yes, when a girl.
Hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. Hashtag Revuki. Come on, TC. Okay. People seeing you with your new nails and your new hairdo. Okay,
Hey,
TC.
TC ungakhohlwa ukubonga abantu la. Wozobonga abantu la TC. TC say
know?
thank you.
Amen,
looking at
guys.
the wrong
Thank you
person.
so much. Thank you so much. New hair, new me.
Okay, TC.
I hope Hector also noticed that she has her eyes today.
And then Tembi coming back saying, wow, Mam Shengu Omuhle. I wish I was there, team, to cook for you soup. Mam Tembi, please, we would appreciate.
Please, do,
we
please.
would love for you to come through and spend a day
Any
with us.
time of the day,
Yes,
Futhi.
absolutely. And then KT saying, yo, Tembi, we want some too.
Give the soup, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Very, very cool stuff. TK coming through saying, hashtag morning, Vooka Nation. Hashtag Sivugile. Hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. Hey, TK, how's it going, my brother? And then TK1990 coming through saying, good morning, Vooka Breakfast team, and to the Vooka Nation. Very, very cool stuff. Tembi coming through once again saying, we must make a plan, dear. Talking about split peas soup.
To make things easier for you, Mam Tembi, I think in nowadays life it's more easier and convenient. You know, you can make the soup, then Uber it.
Yeah.
You actually can.
Yeah,
And then
soup
Uber
is
just
right
comes
here.
here, delivers the soup,
Yeah.
and then Tina,
We have the
come,
soup.
we have the soup.
Yeah,
so-
man.
No hassle. Yes.
Oh, she
Yes.
makes the soup and then
We
Uber
Uber the
for the
soup
soup to be
to
delivered.
come, right.
There we go. So you see, we're making a plan, Mam Tembi. Please, we'd appreciate it and we need the soup because you know that I always say that I think I'm one of those people right here at the studio as a team in as a whole.
Yeah.
I completely and utterly hate the cold weather, guys. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't. I hate it in the morning. I hate it in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Like I
You
can't.
hate it in the evening.
I hate it every day, all day, every day, man. And then TK coming through saying hashtag lol. Some people are happy because of no water crisis, so they would explain to us why they don't wash. I mean, it is an excuse for some people, you know. Look, man, I don't know. Some
But
people
guys,
are
like,
comfortable
do you
with.
know the feeling of bathing with cold water
Yeah.
in this weather?
Yes,
Ah,
I do. I do.
And is it?
I wrote my first June matric exam.
Yeah.
My first exam in June.
Yeah.
Matric. We didn't have electricity. Literally, I went to the tap. Literally.
Yeah.
So the entire time I came back home, so I know the feeling all too well.
Yeah.
All
Hey,
too
that's
well.
very true, hey, because I know even with us, like today, I could talk, there was no electricity. Can I tell you that I woke up at 4?
Yeah.
So that by the time that I bath, my little brother and my son, when they also need to get ready for school, there is water there. There's like
yes.
nice water, because this whole water situation, bruh, it's not nice. And I think it's also time. Give me what to be too done with us.
I never. Could never be me, Chief. It could
No,
never.
I get it because of the water
It could
crisis.
never be me, Chief. It could
For the
never.
water crisis, you
Bona,
learn how to
it
do the
will
holy
never,
prayer.
ever.
The important part. In the name of the
When I'm a
Father, the
kid,
Son,
we
and the
told you
Holy
yesterday,
Spirit.
Focus on the
you like
important
condoning the wrong things,
Yes.
Chief. No. Snapper's IT. It could never be me.
Ah, man.
Miss me.
You don't even like
Bona.
wash. You just
Hey, wabona, Lwena, the important part.
like there's
Chief,
this sponge that we
it
use,
could
man,
never
to
be
do
me.
pots, man. Say yellow and green.
Yes, I see.
Oh
that one and just, you know.
Chief, it could never be me.
use
Stop
it. Come on,
condoning
man.
dilo tse
We
di
grew
out
up in the
wena.
township, man. We always
So,
make a plan.
and what? So,
Bari
Urumaka
bo
plan.
tanko.
ke yone ntho e Tiki ya buang ka yone.
Urumaka
You
plan.
guys are
Urumaka
making
plan.
excuses because of water shortages.
It's not an excuse because a person who makes an excuse it's about halapa total. At least the neck and se fapana ene ke ngamona.
No, Chief.
O kile bona motho a tshasa rolon mo di mali
Go into the water, Chief.
Yeah.
Klapa just thoroughly.
A gona motlakase, a gona
So what?
metsi.
Klapa ka metsi a batang. It's fine. You'll get cold. You'll get warm and work. And then Zinzi, Elizabeth coming through saying, Sanibonani amavuga amahle. Happy Tuesday to you and yours. Hashtag Vuga Breakfast Show. Hey, Zinzi, how's it going? Ba, 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 ba. And then Chike coming back again once again, saying, "Oh yes, I see she finally found her eyes." I think Chike is referring to
The
OTC.
glasses.
Yeah, man. And then Mam Tembi coming back again, saying, "Noted." So she's noting the fact that she'll make the soup and
We'll
then we'll
request
Uber
for
for
it.
it. Absolutely, absolutely. And then the last one on our YouTube comment section, TK saying, "I will never go out with exactly." Exactly. Come on.
Exactly with what?
Come on, I'll never go out without washing.
The ones who always say that we know them.
You know what?
I mean, you
know
We
what?
know them.
you know them, and you always put yourself first and say, "I would never do it." But
Chief,
you know,
miss me.
when the
Mara.
situation is tough. You
yeah,
know very well,
Nah,
TK.
miss me. I'll make a plan.
Ibile ne ka e
Chief.
bona o dutse
bruh.
mo le ka paketa di wipe mo.
West part to Kenya cologne.
No, Chief,
Yay!
you can miss me with that one. It could never ever be me.
It happens, guys.
It
No.
does.
At least out Tapile Maban because we used to say, yesterday I bathed. Joe. Like, what was that time? It's like, ew, yesterday I bathed, guys.
You know, I had a I won't mention the name, but
Yeah.
you know that guy that came from Princess Eye and then came to teach Kofort.
Yeah.
Right. He taught me in grade 8,
Yeah.
and I remember we had a conversation about something close to this, like taba ya go tlhapa bosigo or having bathed
Yeah.
yesterday and saying hi ke tlhapile mabane. He's like, "Hey Chief, this thing of saying ke tlhapile bosigo le go saying tsoga o tlhape cause it's a mo dikobong." You get what I'm trying to say? What if rotela dikobo?
Yeah.
What if motho robalang nene is someone who pees in
One,
bed?
one of the experiences that I had, I was still young, in grade 5. We
Yes.
were going on a trip. So I know myself that when it's trip time, and I always wake up early. So I would bath the day before and wear the clothes for the next day. That's all. Nah.
And then you sleep in the outfit for the next day.
do make
Yilala
sure
Vooka.
Yeah, make sure her transport,
Aye,
you know,
Mo.
doesn't
Aye,
leave
man.
me behind.
Mo no shapalala Vooka vele
I
vele.
was young, man. I was young. I mean, even now,
Wait,
I
wait,
can
wait.
even do it, man. I don't have that older, guys. I don't have
No,
it.
it's not about odor necessarily.
it.
It doesn't mean if you don't have it, you shouldn't go through.
But we know there are certain people who don't bath, man. If
Yeah,
you go
it's
to
fine.
malls, like certain, skin people, we're not gonna mention them. I mean, they have.
Are
I mean,
skin people.
it was even a TikTok, man. This girl came on and she's a white girl. I can't go public with it because it's already public. She was like, "Yo, guys, I went to black TikTok." And they say we are smelly.
Yeah.
And they raised some of the things to say a lot of them they don't believe in bathing because I mean for them it's like bathing is it's not good for their skin.
Ah.
Oh, it's
Water
this.
has
You know
certain
when you say
chemicals
that.
you use.
You know
Yeah.
when you say that, unfortunately, apparently Brad Pitt has been named as one of the dirtiest actors ever.
Amen.
He can actually go days on end without bathing.
Yeah.
And excuses that, no, I smell good.
As long as you are living.
You know, there's,
Even on some movies, they literally complain to the director to know, bruh, this person,
Zala,
I
ona
want
le-
to hafi Joe.
ona le ntshweneng, ona le Kelinyana, Tlankenyana. Look, man,
Yeah.
this thing of wanting to justify
Yeah.
your bathing patterns should not be a thing, especially as adults. I don't know how I
It's a
feel
habit.
about it.
If you didn't grow up, being taught to bath, I mean, you're going to grow up thinking that no, maybe bathing is for only special occasions.
You now I remember there's this broadcaster, a
Yeah.
very famous one. I love her. I'm a huge fan of hers. On her show, I think it was her or her colleague, but they spoke about this. No, it was her. And one of her so one of the girls that she works with is married to a white guy, and they're comparing habits, for lack of a better word. What do you guys do? What do we do?
Yeah.
And the white guy is like, hey, I know in the black society, Vaseline, kind of flavor a brown.
Which one?
Vaseline,
Coconut.
Vaseline. Coconut,
Yeah.
coconut butter.
Yeah.
And this guy's like, wait, is it a thing in the black society where black people like using cocoa butter flavored lotions or Vaseline, you know?
Yeah.
And like they were just comparing quite a few things. Things like the duke wearing dukes for girls when they go to sleep. And the girls were like, you guys, after jumping out of the shower or the bath, you guys don't lotion up. You know, you guys are ashy. And you
Yeah.
tend to think that your skin doesn't get ashy because of the tone of the skin.
Like they say
Right.
their skin is oily.
There's no such. No,
it's a
chief.
scam.
No.
Oily skin, man.
Oily versus dry is mostly region.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
you use, the products that you use, our tapa, the soaps, the
Yeah,
face
yeah.
cloth, the texture of the
Yes.
face cloth that you use.
I mean-
the towel that you use to wipe yourself. All those things are contributing factors. So it was quite funny for me to watch that. I
Yeah,
never
man.
work, I
I mean, it also, takes me back to this other, I think it was a podcast, ne?
Yes.
So they came to this discussion of bathing because people were shocked to say, guys, you bath 2 times a day.
Yes.
Like, what do you mean? I mean, for me, bathing once in a week, yeah. Like, there are people that, live in that habit. They already know, man, bathing once, it actually works for me.
A week.
Yeah, once in a
guys,
week.
7 days.
Yeah, I'm bathing once in a week because with me, I don't see the necessity to bath because whatever that you're smelling from me, I can't smell it.
It doesn't matter.
Like,
Just
what
because
is
you
it
can't
that
smell
guys
it.
are smelling from me. So it's that kind of things that people, go out and explain to people to say the reason I don't bath is because, man, I've never had myself smelling bad. So I don't see the necessity for me to bath and put on those lotions. No, let me just wake up and brush my teeth.
And
Because that's the only one. When you say, you say, never. Now I need to do something about it.
Funny thing is that most people actually do have a tendency of doing that.
Yeah.
It's people maybe who don't actually have body odor. But then the problem is that one way or another, there's a place or there's a part of you in your body where it's gonna stank, my bro.
Yeah.
It's like there's literally that one part where it's gonna stank. It's either your hair, your ear, it's gonna stink anyway. Phela bathong, people don't even notice that tshila ya kene ya tlala ka mo morago ga tsebe, and it actually it also stinks.
Yeah.
So imagine you say you don't stink. No, okay, sharp, you don't have body odor under your armpits, but when I get closer, your ear stinks.
Hey, mfethu.
There's this lady on one of the radio stations as well. They also had this conversation quite a while ago, and this lady sends a voice note. She's like, Chief, I go to work Monday to Friday. I bath Monday to Friday. Why should I bath over the weekend? Me, Saturday, Sunday, I don't bath.
Exactly.
I'm like,
because sometimes, man, you're so tired, man, to a point that, I mean, I don't see the necessity for me to wake up and bath because I'll be home for the whole week, So we bath because we go outside, and then when you go outside, it's like you sweat, there's different.
Okay, let's say one day
the
you're
humidity
married.
change.
Let's say you're married one day.
Yeah.
And you're living with your kids and your wife.
Yeah.
And you don't go to work or more living.
Yeah.
Or you're working from home.
Yeah.
So never clap the whole week because you're at home. Because you're not leaving the house.
I think because of habits, because I'm used to waking up and bathing. Hear me out. I'm used to waking up and bathing. So whenever I do something around at home, I would now get up and go and bath. But
So
if
those
I
people
wake
who
up,
do that, would it be a justifier?
no,
Or
it's not.
they're at home.
No, it's not.
So they don't have to bath.
no,
Then
you don't
they'll
have
bath.
to, man. You're not doing anything. You're not moving, guys.
But you're at home though.
Yeah, you're at
Yeah, but
home.
you're working, you're moving. You're
Yeah.
going to the bathroom, you're making food, you're going to the kitchen, you're working.
That's why we have your hard skill and your soft skill, your hard task and your soft task.
Okay.
So soft task is like you going to charge your phone, you going to the living room, eating your breakfast, watching TV. Why should I bath? Like why does it make me, to feel like, hey man, moving back and forth to the living room makes me to stink.
No, it's not about
immediately when I go to the
making you
spaza
to
shop,
stink.
then I was like, I have to bath because we have this habit of, whenever you go to the mall, me not all always when I go to the mall, I bath jam because my brother's like, hey, man, oh yeah, molo. Like, why you clap? I'm like, no, man. I know what it is. Yeah, at least that 80%. Let me just minus that 1% and then maybe 75% because you know, man, there are other people who go to the mall to do disaster right there.
Hi, man.
Nuclear bomb.
Okay,
Hey, give me. Hey, it's bad out there, man. It's bad because I remember going to one of the retail stores, man. Those guys, they complained about certain guys who went in there. You know, those guys are fikada, man. Yes, they dropped something that has never been dropped. And the guys are working and doing this.
Hi, man. Man.
And you know,
I'm telling
and
you,
those
bro.
ones are like very confident. They don't even care and they don't even mind the fact that they have a boo
Yeah.
body odor.
No,
And then mutabakena ko Mr. Price says I'm looking at skipper wena abe samulikan. Whenever by the time you wanna like fit the shirt, like hey.
So that's why I remember my mother taught me at a young age, whenever you buy something new,
Yeah.
when you get home, wash it.
Wash it.
Yeah.
Why?
Like a shirt.
Because
like
people,
for things
people
like that.
literally
Like,
try them out and
people
then they have
try
the body
clothes
odor.
out
They
and
live.
stuff.
It's marked.
Besides body odor, like hey, different.
Heavy.
Momeling ya rona, you know.
Yay.
So she taught me from a young age, whether it's a shirt, it's a hoodie, a new pair of pants,
Yeah.
whatever. If you buy something new, a piece of clothing,
Yeah.
when you get home, wash it.
But it also depends, guys, with bathing, man. The job that you do, right?
Wait, defender biting.
If you're in construction, you must bath. As presenters, we don't have to
If
bath.
you are on the Vooka show, you must bath.
As presenters, we don't have to
So it
bath.
says here, many doctors say a daily shower is fine for most people.
Yeah.
More than that could start to cause skin problems. But for many people, 2 to 3 times a week is enough.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
maybe even better to maintain good health. It depends in part on your lifestyle.
But I can maintain what?
More than that could start to cause skin problems. But for many people, 2 to 3 times a week is enough and may be even better to maintain good health.
Yes.
It depends in part on your lifestyle.
Yeah.
So
Each and every day, if you can just, skip one day, it's better. Bath Monday, don't bath Tuesday. Bath Wednesday, don't bath Thursday. Then bath Friday. Then weekend, you don't bath. It's simple as that. man.
o boya kerekeng o botla ko
O botla-
metsaefong o botla ko di-functioneng o sa
Yeah,
tlhapa o tsamaya le rona.
that's why I get
Akeke.
it depends on
Chief,
where
it
you
could
go.
never
It
be
depends
us.
on the occasion, guys.
It
If
could
you're
never
a
be us.
construction worker, bath. If you're a doctor, you need to bath.
If you are a presenter,
don't
hey,
bath.
but o ka se tlotla mo o sa tlhapa.
You don't bath.
Chief, o re tlhompe.
I'm just
O
here
re
for 3
tlhompe.
hours.
So,
How? Can't do whatever that I'm saying is going to make me stink.
Yes,
I'm sitting
absolutely.
for 3 hours, man.
I don't know, I'm here on the mic
Yeah.
and you're sitting across from me and I'm talking to you and guests are coming in here.
Fagama.
Chief, Kenya must-
And my yeah, little guest didn't make any
Because when you don't want to bath or shower.
Amen.
It says, besides considering it healthier, people may choose to shower daily for a number of reasons, including number 1, concerns about body odor. Number 2, helping waking up. Number 3, a morning routine that may include working out.
Yeah.
Each of these has merit, especially considering that personal or work relationships can be jeopardized by those kinds of things. So I don't know, man. It says people have different reasons for bathing. Chief, it doesn't matter. Just
People
go
have
bath.
different reasons, man. And then I see here the Hector saying water is life. And then Castor, sometimes the Holy Cross can save you. It does, man.
Yes, man.
It's the holy matrimony, man. Right,
Yeah.
So, like,
That's
watch, let me
happening.
say you are late and you use the train. So you do the Holy Cross and run for the train. As simple as
Let's
that,
not
bro.
justify this.
You late, bro. Like,
Not
why do you have-
lady.
Oh, no.
You know,
But like at the Holy Cross, you cover the most important parts. What you got your armpits, you got your private, you got your face.
Chaba.
You bless
Water
yourself.
opens up your pores, guys. Your skin breathes. Your skin, that's why about it, it's the biggest or the largest organ on the body. The skin is the largest organ and it needs to breathe. So, go tlhapa, using
look, I feel I have almost-
Yeah.
using that face cloth and the soap or the what shower gel or whatever the case is, those things are concentrated and made to be used on the skin. That's why there's different soaps. There's soap without perfume, there's pure soap, there's different kinds of things for different
Sunlight.
kinds of, yes, there's sunlight. I mean, I stopped using it a long time ago because it started making my armpits dark here. So I used it growing up, and then after a while, I don't know what's changed, and then I stopped using it for a while. But I get it. And then there's that long one, you remember? In the
Hey, that one has
you
like
put
a
on the
very huge
windowsill.
odor, that
Yeah,
one.
man, there's different things, man. And then there's hoity toity. There's one. Man, over right. How can I go back to
Maybe I'm wrong, but I was told, man, that immediately when you get baptized, don't bath for the rest of it, because that's the holy bath. Why would you
wrong? Let's quickly listen to a voice note that TK sent. And then we need to carry on with our day-to-day routine. Let's hear what TK has to say. And he also actually sent a picture.
More. Imagine smelling like booty. Right, so booty I need to keep pool or I never. I'm gonna give a late.
Once.
I'll report you I'm running late. I call. I never.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's a thing like that. I mean, he sent a photo. I'm sure you guys can see it over there on your screens right now. It should be appearing.
Not yet.
But TK sent a picture of his morning this morning, just trying to show us what it was like. Are you receiving it? So, guys, what am I doing? Guys, this is Top Santon, right next to Zondi Hills, just before you get to Brown Fisher Kloof. So yeah, man, TK saying I chief no man, but guys, man, share your thoughts and your opinions with us as to what you think, about this whole bathing thing, and of course, just the water crisis that the greater part of Gauteng is going through. Even if you're not in Gauteng, any part of the country, what is the situation with the maintenance that Rand Water is going through? That started on the 29th of May and is set to end in June, or rather in July. Excuse me for that one. In July. So are you in a part where you are affected by the water scarcity or the water shortage or the pumping pressure being low or functioning at a low level? Share your thoughts and your opinions across all our social media platforms, but of course as well as on WhatsApp using the number 060-493-3226. That's 060-493-3226. I can't wait to hear from you. Send your voice notes like TK just did. Send a picture of yourself, or send a picture of where you are if you're traveling, going to work or to school or anywhere else you might be traveling to. Can't wait to hear from you. But let's quickly take a break because we've been talking for a while, and then you and I and the rest of the team will see each other right after this cool stuff.
Vooka Breakfast Show.
We're out here in the heart of Soweto, Top Santon. This is right next to Zondi Hills and just before you get to Brown Fisher Kloof. I'm out here, my name is Musi Nest. I'm out here with the one and only maximum temperature. I'm working my man. TC Sebanana Wakamazibugo, and of course our station manager, the one and only Manelin Lyric. And we're traveling out here, man. This is what we do on the Vooka Breakfast Show.
Yeah, you gotta get it fresh.
We are fresh and nice. Now it's time to take the information to the people.
Of course, like Mo just mentioned, do stay tuned, comment, like, subscribe, share your thoughts and your opinions and everything else in between. We're going to be coming to a street to do live near you, wanting to know what your thoughts are out there on the street.
Of course, we've got TCO Wamazibugo with the traffic update. Right now, we are going to N1 southbound to make sure that wherever that you guys get, it is real-time information.
Yes, sir.
So, looking at Mukhorosi, we have robots that are not working right here, but the traffic is moving. We're going to look at when is your rush hour time, when people are from the work or from school,
Yes,
right?
sir. Yes,
Gonna
sir.
give you your daily update. So do make sure that you stay with us. Mobile Vooka Breakfast Show.
Yes, sir. always trying to bring you great content, having bold conversations that are aimed at being all-encompassing, compelling, and of course, thought-provoking, right here, exclusively and only on the Vooka Breakfast Show, brought to you by the Blink Network. The time right about now is 5 minutes past the hour, 8 o'clock on a Tuesday morning, the 3rd of June, right? And we're meeting once again right here on a day-to-day basis between the hours of 7 and 10, taking such good care of you, spending some quality time with myself, the one and only MOOCEE Mist. My name is Musi Mist, and I'm so happy and excited to be in your company and in your presence. Look, it's a bit cold, but today it's a bit better. It's not too bad. Like, it's manageable. It's I can tolerate it, though it's still cold, because I came all the way into get so
Yeah.
when I was walking to work, and I was like, but it's not as bad. But I still hate it. It still doesn't take away from the fact that winter is a season. It's not a great season, man. I hate it. I utterly hate it, man. Talk to me. How are you guys feeling? Are you lovers of the cold season?
I never.
Yeah.
Summer now. I was born when the sun was here.
Oh, December, right? You're a December baby. Yeah.
So when I come, even when I was working, it's like, my God.
On
Imagine my
Christmas.
body was a bit warm because I was working fast. But my hands, TC, because my hands were cold. And then I got this other.
But you know what they say, man? Summer babies were made in winter.
Chief, especially, I don't like that, actually. No, honestly speaking, I don't like that, because you know what the thing is? A whole lot of us in my family are September born.
Oh.
Right? And it's said to be, because September is exactly 9 months into the year. So clearly, what's December.
Started the year with a bang.
Ended, not started. Ended the year
with a bang.
I hate that so much. I hate it completely. But I still love my month, man. I'm a September baby. I'm a Virgo. And I'm not an August Virgo. I'm a September proper Virgo. So, I don't know. TC, what about you? Are you
I'm a
lover?
November Scorpio.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So almost
My
my
parents had a very good Valentine's Day. That's what I can say.
Okay.
They celebrated the month of love with love. Hence, my Zulu name is Tandiwe, because you know what, guys?
I mean,
was the
You were made
loved
on
one.
the month of love.
Yes.
Oh, I see you, TC.
Oh, look at you.
I see
You know,
you.
Mama Bamenzi, April Fool.
Oh, wow, everyberry.
April Fool.
Yeah, because I was conceived in April.
Wow, girl.
Oh, December. Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah, Bamenzi, April Fool, bruh.
I see.
And you Baba Mom tribute.
Ba mo tribute ba mo pesa ka ngondo nena ba wena lena. Batswadi sometimes no ba re paisisa man ba re paisisa ba re
But
paisisa.
hey, man, I wouldn't have chosen better parents.
Yeah, man. So, do keep sharing your thoughts and your opinions across all our social media platforms using the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. That's Vooka Breakfast Show on Facebook and all other social media platforms. The conversation can also continue on our WhatsApp line by dialing the number 060-493-3226. 060-493-3226. Comment, like, subscribe. Do the things that are necessary to be done so that you and I and the ladies can have a great and amazing energy exchange. So, you know what we do right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show on a day-to-day basis. We try to bring you things that have occurred, amazing stuff, sometimes not so great, because we know that history is not all flowers and rainbows.
True.
And chocolates and sweets.
Exactly.
And, you know, there's been great, there's been not so great things that have happened. And we try to bring you all those things right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show on a day-to-day basis. And today is no exception whatsoever. So today in history, on this day, the 3rd of June, 2020, or rather, the 3rd of June, not the year.
Yes.
Right? Because the year that we're starting off with this morning is 1970. Ray Davis of the Kinks travels round trip New York to London to change one word in Lola. Coca-Cola to Cherry Cola because of BBC commercial reference ban.
Wow.
So it says in 1917, the Kinks faced a BBC ban on their song Lola due to its mention of Coca-Cola.
Wow.
Violating commercial reference rules. To get the song on British radio, Ray Davis flew round trip from New York to London just to change one word, replacing Coca-Cola with Cherry Cola in the lyrics. His effort paid off. Lola became a major hit, cementing its place in rock history. Very, very interesting stuff.
Yeah.
This is all the way back in 1970. So imagine traveling from New York City to London just to change one lyric. one word in a song. Chief.
Yeah, no, you know what? It's because copyright
Is a huge thing. It's a huge thing.
very
Yeah.
big thing.
It takes me back to the conversation we had with Ulontuza. I don't know what's that guy's name. When we were talking about the Jerusalem song, you remember?
Oh yes, Wandile Sax.
Yes. Yeah, when we were talking all things music and copyright and copyright infringements and all
intellectual
property, yeah, and music,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
And then the other one we have here is in 2018, HBO drama series Succession, starring Brian Cox, Jeremy Strong, Sarah Snook, and Kieran Culkin debuts. Have you watched Succession, TZ?
Succession.
Yeah. I've heard of it. I haven't
Sounds
watched.
familiar.
It does completely. Yeah. So Succession ran from 2018 to 2023. Is a critically acclaimed HBO black comedy drama created by Jesse Armstrong, focusing on the Roy family's struggle to control of their global media empire. Waystar Royco, led by patriarch Logan Roy, played by Brian Cox. The series explores power, betrayal, and family dynamics with a standout performance from Jeremy Strong, Kieran Culkin, Sarah Snook, and Matthew McFadden. It won multiple Emmys and Golden Globes, earning praises for its writing, acting, and sharp satire, cementing its place as one of television's greatest dramas. Okay. I don't know why we've never. I mean, if it's one of television's greatest dramas, we've never heard of it. But maybe we're running in circles that are not so great, and we're watching
maybe
things.
We're just in South Africa.
Yeah,
and this
exactly.
Applies to like the Western world.
Exactly. That's these
Yeah.
things
I
are
Man,
subjective.
Libo about to be Adam and Eve. So
I
anyway,
mean, and that was, and growing
One
up,
of our-
I
yeah,
loved
yeah,
watching
yeah,
that, and it was one of the best
Yeah,
shows to watch
yeah.
on TV at the time. So yeah.
And then the other one we have here, which I'm assuming is the last one. Chief, what's happening here? Okay, no, we do. And it says here, Real Madrid won their 12th UEFA Champions League title, beating Juventus 4-1 in Cardiff, with Cristiano Ronaldo scoring twice. In 2017 UEFA Champions League final, Real Madrid defeated Juventus 4-1 at the Millennium Stadium in Cardiff on the 3rd of June in 2017. Cristiano Ronaldo scored twice, while Casemiro and Marco Asensio added goals, securing Madrid's 12th title and making them the first team to defend their championship since AC Milan in 1990. Wow. Juventus, despite their strong defensive record, suffered their 5th consecutive final loss. I think Mo would enjoy that today in history, since he is the soccer fanatic amongst us.
I know, he definitely would love that fun fact.
Yeah. And then, in South Africa, people have made amazing inventions that have contributed to society worldwide, and today is no exception whatsoever. Casper. Is the word that I'm reading here.
Okay.
In 1980, the South African police placed an order for an initial 140 Casper mine-resistant military personnel vehicles, marking a significant milestone in their production. These vehicles were initially developed and produced in South Africa to address the growing threat of landmines and IEDs in conflicts across South Africa. So I'm assuming this was influenced by the ongoing tensions that were in place during the struggle, during the apartheid struggle, because there were body car bombings, petrol bombs that were being used as tactics and stuff like that. So I'm assuming, I could be wrong. Please, I absolutely stand to be corrected, Mwanakwachai. But this sounds like it was meant to curb that thing of the bomb, leading landmine, and IEDs, because clearly it was a thing that was being used during that time. So today we know Mwanakwachai is we give you the number of days into the year, and today is the 154th day of the year. It would be the 105th day if it were a leap year, and it marks that there are 212 days that remain until the end of the year. Was that December? Was that 31 December?
You know what, guys? You and Mo wishing the year away. But
Yes.
again, I mean, we are halfway
Way through,
through.
yeah, exactly.
And yeah, man, I know yesterday we spoke about personal goals.
Yes.
And I'm thinking to myself, Berry.
Don't even start with me.
No, girl.
Don't
we
even
spoke
start.
about
Said
the
we're gonna
vision
ask
board.
her.
Yes.
Yes, we-
And
Don't
vision
even
board and
start with
pizza.
me.
Yes.
Because me, I started, first of all, when we had Vision Board and Pizza, that curiosity, I told you, don't start. Because for me, one thing I've noticed about me is that whenever I try to like make a vision board of like what I want to achieve throughout the year, or after New Year.
A New Year's resolution.
Yeah, and you know, it don't work out.
So
So
you
for
also
me,
another
I
Lucy you
literally,
take-
yeah. So for
you
me,
take
I
it as it
literally
comes.
take it the way it comes because I have tried endlessly and effortlessly for so many years, and it never worked out. I'm like, you know what, God, I'm gonna
Maybe
leave it
it's
all
just
to you.
about
Do
being
you, boo boo?
adaptable and being realistic about your goals. I mean, of course, Vooka Nation, we always want to know about these things. So don't forget to engage with us. That question still stands from yesterday's, episode on
Yeah.
our social media platforms. Please go and engage on that post. You will find it on Instagram and on Facebook.
Yeah.
Let us know, how do you keep motivated in this mid-year slump on achieving those goals that you set when the year started? Or perhaps if you attended Vision Board and Pizza at the Sacred Sundays experience at Curiosity, I want to hear from you, especially me, because I was there when you guys were setting those goals.
Yes.
So let us know.
Yeah, and you also
how
didn't
are they
make one.
going? I did.
P?
I did. Consciously in my mind,
Oh.
I did. And I have achieved
Some of those things.
2 of them. Three.
Nice.
Three
Nice.
of them. And I know Sino has. I spoke about Sino on
Sino
the show.
yesterday,
And
yeah, that she's been running
run
and-
those marathons. I
Yeah.
don't know if she's done a 20-kilometer yet, but she has been running those marathons.
Oh no, me, I run in my dream.
And she's also started, her own fashion. She's gone and started Fashionaire's Corner full on. And I've seen the work she's been doing. It's really amazing. And I'm hoping that we can have her on. Fashion Vlog. Yeah.
Because I
She'll
asked
have
that
to.
curiosity, she's like, that's like very fantastic, but not me. In type, no, not me.
No, don't worry. Camera shy. She will stop being camera shy. She likes taking pictures though.
Yeah, man. So it also marks that there are 29 weeks that remain until the end of the year. Can't wait for December.
Yay.
Shy, baba. I'm kidding. I'm not. one of
And
those
that's when
guys.
we consume.
I'm not.
Funny enough, December, that's when we actually consume a lot. Because I remember last year, like on the
December.
31st, they had the stats
Remember
that
that
South Africans spent 7 billion on alcohol. Like they included for the year, and then December was like one of our highest spending months
Chief, but we-
for
We can't
alcohol.
wait for
But
December,
we
Chief.
know this in South Africa.
No, we can do it today after the show, guys. Like, there's nothing wrong.
Look at you.
Buffet too.
On a
No,
Tuesday,
not
that's
for
what
me.
you're choosing.
I'm speaking for other
Is
people.
that what
Like,
you're choosing?
TK was complaining yesterday that he woke up with a bablas.
Bablas.
You get what I'm trying to say? So, TK, people who enjoy consuming and indulging from a day-to-day basis.
Okay.
On a occasional
there.
basis.
Here and
Yeah. So, today also marks that it is National 2 Different Colored Shoes Day. Very interesting.
I've actually seen that trend. I thought it was just like a Soweto thing.
What
Where
Soweto?
no, for real. Where but it's usually with that shoe that I don't like, Cavella. Like it's that they where they wear 2 different color cavelas. One will be, maybe I thought it was this Kotane trend,
I think
Oh yes, because especially
to show
during this
that
Kotane era, that's where like the 2-tone, the 2-color shoes was like vastly worn, and a whole lot of people saw that. Like Kavela turned to sponsor South Africa.
I think and about Big Zulu. There.
I think theirs was not associated to this.
Okay.
Yabone, it was just a showing off thing.
Yeah, like a trend. Yes.
You
Let's
understand
brave.
that? Yeah, back in the day. Back kadina go tsa lona bagolo.
Yes, come phaphela
Re
wena.
seyo, ka-
Ow,
ka-
ele wena o ntshitse
You are
pele.
not there.
A re na seyo.
No,
A re na
we saw
seyo,
it.
but
We
na-
saw it, but I was not part of that generation. And
Oh, apparently it
of,
was part of a music video, says Steve and Don.
Yeah, no. There are people who've put it in their music videos. You know, that whole Skotane culture. You know, but
Manje clean.
I could never
Our
relate.
X-Men
I'll never.
RSA.
I could never relate. I'm
Ba kentse
sorry.
DMT, ntwana.
So it says one of the quirkiest days of the year is National Two Different Colored Shoes Day, celebrated on the 3rd of June. Why 3rd of May, 3rd of June. Okay. This day was created to encourage us to embrace our uniqueness and put it on display. It was created by Dr. Arlene Kaiser, a public speaker and educator who takes being unique seriously. Very, very interesting. Very interesting, man. So look, maybe you can still take part in this day. Maybe you're still at home, you can wear like two different colored shoes. You know, I think maybe I would, if it were a thing like maybe here in studio as a company, you know, as a
yeah,
team.
we would-
I'd do like a black and a white thing because I know, I don't know if you've noticed, I like neutral colors. So
Yes.
I'm not, you know, I'll do a black, a white, a blue. I will do a gray.
Yes.
I will do a nude.
Yes.
I'll do a red once in a while.
beige,
I'll
I've
do a,
seen
you know,
that,
yeah.
yeah.
So I'll do maybe a black and white shoe type of thing. No, but I have done red all stars.
You're not those ones of color blocking. Remember, color blocking was a thing.
Yellow, lime green, and purple. I guys color was
Goodness,
It was not part of my thing. I was not part of that generation. That generation, I got my
What do
2000.
you mean?
I'm not.
It was
Lona
during
le-
those times,
lebo
people in
African.
high school wearing all
Or
sorts
generation
of
of Gamma
different
2000. Di kae
The color
di
blocking was not my
di
2000.
kae di ba ma 2000 barata bo TC 2000 fana barata Dr. Martin.
No, that's a culture that's been going on for a while.
Ana ni di chain. O
Yeah,
shaka fela ka
that
pipo
was
go ya hairstyle.
basically that culture was mostly associated with punk rock and hip hoppers, you know. Ninja Tse Nganyang, you know, those
Yeah.
baggy clothes and
Maputwa.
no, not necessarily. Well, Maputwa are punk rock,
Okay.
I guess, and the hip hop culture.
Yeah.
And then it started making itself. Finding itself being a norm now amongst the pop culture scene in Japan,
Yeah.
and everyone started doing it. Now it's like a thing. Even if you're not part of that culture, you're not into punk rock or the hip hop culture, you can still rock on a Friday, casual Friday, like a baggy outfit and stuff, you know. So, but each to their own, and now it doesn't really resonate with me. Now I'm born, you know, the hats, the glasses.
How le gudzumela.
So, you know, on a day-to-day basis, man, there should be people who are celebrating their birthdays, and today is one of those days, and we hope that the following people will be in celebration of their day of birth. The first one is Jade Cargill, or Jade Cargill.
Okay.
I don't know which is the correct pronunciation, but Jade was born on this day in 1992 and is turning 33 years today. She's also known for her time in All Elite Wrestling, AEW, from 2020 to 2023, where she was the first ever TBS champion. Wrestler and social media star who has gained fame for her Miss Cargill Instagram account, she has gained massive popularity for her toned and muscular physique showcased through regular modeling shots. She has also been a professional wrestler for All Elite Wrestling. In September 2023, she signed a multi-year contract with WWE. Very cool stuff. So Jade should be celebrating her birthday today. And then the other one who's celebrating their birthday is Anderson Cooper. Anderson Cooper was born on this day in 1967 and is turning 58 years today. He came out as gay in 2012.
Oh, and it's Pride Month, so I mean.
Anderson Cooper is an award-winning American journalist and political commentator,
best known for anchoring CNN's Anderson Cooper 360 and serving as a correspondent for 60 Minutes. He started his career covering global conflict before joining ABC News in 1995. In 2001, he moved to CNN, gaining prominence for his live reporting, especially during Hurricane Katrina. His coverage of the 2010 Haiti earthquake earned him Haiti's highest honor, a Vanderbilt family member. He publicly came out in 2012 and became the first LGBT person to moderate a U.S. presidential debate in 2016. Over his career, he has won multiple Emmy, Peabody, and GLAAD Media Awards.
Wow.
Very, very cool
Nice
stuff.
stuff, man.
I know the name, but I'm not finding the image in my head. I'm not...
You can't see him really.
I wanna see if I can recognize. He does look familiar, but the name sounds very, very familiar. Yeah, he does seem quite familiar. And then the other person who's celebrating their birthday today is Kerry King.
Oh.
Is turning 61 years today. Was born on this day in 1964. One of his hobbies is breeding snakes and show dogs.
Wow.
That's a very the disparity between the two is crazy, man. He says he is an American musician best known for being the co-lead guitarist and songwriter of thrash metal band Slayer. Do you know Slayer, the band?
Yes.
He co-founded the band with Jeff Hanneman in 1981 and is one of two members to stay with the band from its 44-year existence, with the exception of the 2019-2024 hiatus. Along with Tom Araya, King is also currently a solo artist with his debut album From Hell I Rise, released in May 2024. Sheesh, man. Very, very cool stuff. So to everyone who is celebrating their birthdays today, a huge, huge, huge happy birthday. And like I said when we started off earlier on, that today is also a cool day for me because a good, very good long-time friend of mine, Uluyanda Wakachebese, is celebrating his birthday today. Wow. And his aunt is actually Nokolo Grootboom.
Really?
Yeah, Rakhadi. We refer to her as Rakhadi whenever she's around, NJ. Because I've known him and his family for a long time. So, they're family, I'm family.
Yeah,
it doesn't
everybody's
feel
family.
like
We love each
friendship
other.
now, you know?
Yeah.
You know, one of those friendships where you can go to your friend's house with them not being there.
True.
And you chill with their family as if
Yeah.
You know those types of
That's actually a friend of mine because sometimes when we knock off early here, I literally pass by a house. When I get in there, hello ma, yo, ngwanaka utlile, eboto rasa we.
Yeah.
I literally get in there, like, and then I get my friends' kids. They call me mom. They don't call me aunt. They're like, mommy. I'm like, my babies. I give them hugs. They're like, mommy, what do you want? I'm like, just give me some tea, honey. And then I literally sit there. You find me doodling with the kids, drawing and stuff. I'm like, for me, I think if you have one of those friendships, it's not a friendship, it's family. That's where you know that when they say that you sometimes you gotta choose your family, they ended up choosing you. Hey.
Yeah. So Uluyanda Chebese is celebrating his birthday today. He was born on this day in 1995, and man, I hope he has an amazing one. And of course, to anyone else you out there who's watching and listening, if you know of someone who's celebrating or should be celebrating their birthday today, from us, the Vooka Breakfast team, we wish them a huge, huge, huge happy birthday by saying, "Happy birthday!" Hey. Hooray! 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 Well done, man. Happy birthday to everyone who's celebrating their birthdays today. And we hope that the rest of the year will be a great and a prosperous one filled with much love, laughter, and success, man. Very cool stuff. So on this day, on a day-to-day basis, we always share words, right? Mm-hmm. And Stephen, yesterday you were not here. The word for yesterday was quell. And Mweketi was like, if you were here, you were going to say, you must
well, man.
I still don't agree. Because Mweketi is condoning Dilotini wrong. He's wanting to spread MMS to the Vooka nation, which is wrong things.
He's condoning
The culture, yeah.
Of what? Of quell.
Where's the quell?
I could never
Where's the
relate.
quell?
I'm sorry.
It's the same as
No.
Oh, did you? I like the way you said it, Liguzumela.
My brother over here gave me,
An inside of it.
Yeah, he gave you like an explanation of.
So what? Do you want to be a Lukutumela?
Lukutumela.
Lukutumela. Oh my God, not Lukutumela.
in context, I still don't know what good
Chief, take it from me. You don't have to know. You don't want to be a Lukutumela. Mortgage is going to mislead you, Chief. I told you. Now you have the MMS. You have MMS now. Oil rings with the oil. Chief. Take it from me, Chief. This guy is going to mislead you. So, you know that the English language is very varied and it has non-phonetically spelled words, right? And we try to bring you those words on a day-to-day basis that are aimed at both you and I and the rest of the team, improving our day-to-day spoken languages and, of course, ultimately, our vocabularies. And today is no exception whatsoever. And the word for today, on this day, the 3rd of June, 2025, is mellifluous. We'll find the correct pronunciation.
You know, when you said Melia, I thought you were going to say Maleficent.
The word for today is mellifluous, right? And this word is an adjective. And how you spell this word is as follows: melliflous. That's melliflous. Mellifluous. Or mellifluous. We don't know, Chief. We'll hear.
Okay.
We'll hear what the correct pronunciation is, right? Because this is the aim of these words.
Try.
We learn.
Yeah, no, to learn.
We learn, I get it.
Yeah.
So the definition of this word is pleasantly smooth or musical to the ear. Pleasantly smooth or musical to the ear. And how you can use this word in a sentence is as follows: his mellifluous voice makes early mornings so much easier. His mellifluous voice makes early mornings so much easier.
Maybe you can relate to this one, Mr.
I mean, it's very funny that you say that, because similar words to this word is harmonious,
Yes.
soothing, euphonious, and melodic.
Ah.
Very cool stuff. Very, very cool stuff. Talk to us.
Just to add on,
Hi, Bo, Steven.
What's
Hi.
you? Steven
What
Barata
do you
go
wanna-
ipha mabandla.
You know, like, what do you want to add on, Steven?
No. I was about to say from the segment we had last week,
Yes.
we were listening to classical music in English.
Oh,
right.
yes.
Oh, yes. No.
The music at Morris Isaacson
Center for Music. Yeah,
Music
with the Michigan.
was mellifluous.
Mellifluous. Don't worry, Chief.
TC,
Don't
you're
worry,
having a
don't
me
worry.
moment.
I'm having a moment. Like, hey, go bed.
His mellifluous voice makes early mornings so much easier is the sentence example. Talk to me. TC, how would you use this word in a sentence?
I just did about the Morris Isaacson Center for Music.
Oh, the music was mellifluous.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I see you. Afriberry, talk to us.
Nothing puts me in spirits like hearing the choir sing a very mellifluous tune.
Okay, I see
I love
you.
that, Afriberry. Okay.
I see you. Let's try to hear the correct pronunciation, right? Of this word so that we have
Yes,
proper.
because now that's why
We don't want
I
to-
can't like picture the
Mellifluous.
the
Mellifluous.
word in my head and wrap it around my tongue.
Mellifluous.
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 What's that?
Mellifluous.
Mellifluous.
Okay,
Mellifluous. Wait.
mellifluous.
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 I get it. Wipe later so that you can hear the correct
Mellifluous.
pronunciation.
Okay.
Yeah.
I kind of
Yeah,
I kind of
mellifluous.
thought it would go towards that
Around
end.
those. Yeah.
That's
Trust
why I'm
me,
like,
Mr.
yeah.
Chief. Whenever I bring you words of the day, trust me, I told you. Stephen, I told you to. You must rely on me, Chief, when it comes to words of the day. Murket is going to mislead you, Chief. What have you learned?
We rely on each other.
Specifically for word of the day, rely on Musi Miss. Because this man who's sitting next to you, Chief, he's going to mislead you. Trust me. Trust
Steven says
me.
we rely on each other for word of the day. It's a team effort. Teamwork makes the dream work.
I mean, sure. Yes, sir.
You listening, Moose?
I'm there with you.
Give me the definition of maleficent.
Maleficent. Maleficent, Naki Yiti Ili, the name of the character.
In a Disney movie.
Malekito.
Maleficent means you are doing things in the eye of people. It might seem like a good thing, but you know your true intents are not good.
It's to be malicious.
Okay. Underhanded, maybe? Oh, okay.
Okay. We learn one of So talk to us, man. Send through your voice notes. Engage with us across all our social media platforms as to how would you use this word in a sentence. The word for today is mellifluous, meaning to pleasantly computing, guys.
Booger. Yeah.
Pleasantly smooth or musical to the ear.
Yeah.
Meaning that it is harmonious, it's soothing, it's euphonious, and it's of course melodic. So we'd love to hear your thoughts as to how you would use this word in a sentence. We've been talking for quite some time. I want us to quickly run to the loo, grab a cup of coffee, a glass of water, so that we can come back rehydrated, refreshed, so that we can get into the rest of what is going to be a great show ahead, right? Where we bring you a daily dose of positivity accompanied by a energetic start to the day. Yeah, man. So with that being said, the time right about now is 36 minutes after the hour 8 o'clock, almost 20 minutes before the hour 9 o'clock on a Tuesday morning. Let's quickly run to the loo, and you and I will see each other after this cool stuff. Very cool and amazing stuff, man, that we try to bring you on a day-to-day basis right here and exclusively on the Vooka Breakfast Show, brought to you by the Blinko Network. Always spending some time with me, the one and only MOOCEE, Mr. My name is Musi, Mr. And I'm so excited and I'm still happy to be in your company and in your presence on this not too warm Tuesday morning, the 3rd of June 2025. You are right here with us, right on the Vooka Breakfast Show, brought to you by the Blinko Network, taking such good care of you on a day-to-day basis every weekday morning between the hours of 7 and 10. But you know that I'm not alone, and I can never be alone. Always with the best of the best, the Vooka team, the one and only Perry Blaze, and of course joining us now on the table and not speaking behind the mic and behind the camera, Alex RD47. Nothing is ever even with Steven. Talk to me, my brother. How's it going, man?
Yes, sir. Family, all I have to say is I miss Joe.
I have missed you.
Yes, sir.
I have missed you.
Yes, sir.
I thought you were
You've
still
missed us.
continuing.
You've
I
missed
have
us.
missed you.
You've missed
I
us. You've missed us.
I missed you.
No. You know now, as a person that comes from where I'm coming from, I can't just say I miss you. That doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
But if I say, yo, I miss you, it hits different, you know. But yeah, man. Good morning, Vooka Nation. Good morning, Vooka Nation. I hope everybody has a wonderful morning. I know some of y'all are still preparing to go to work and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Welcome back. That's your boy Alex Ardino. Let's go for 7, Stephen. Nothing is ever leave even, man.
Nothing is ever 11. You must alleviate, chief.
Listen.
You are alleviating.
Nothing is ever even, but now Stephen is alleviating to a higher, a higher consciousness.
Okay, Stephen.
Yes,
Okay.
Yes,
Okay,
man.
okay,
Yes, man.
Stephen. I see you. Talk to me. How was your weekend? The last time we saw each other was a couple of days ago, before the weekend. How was
Mo ana timing na ke thusa ngwana mong a montsha camera ka mo ke motho.
How was your weekend, Mr. Steve?
Yeah, my weekend was man. It was okay. It wasn't as jam packed as the other.
The other
weekends.
one.
Yeah, but it was okay. It was okay, man. I mean, on Sunday, young tattoo client, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Okay.
Yeah,
I see you. I mean, over the weekend on Saturday, I went to a friend's house. Not a friend's house, man. A friend's son 1-year birthday celebration. We were out Kokachiso and it was very cool vibes.
Kudos.
Nola jake o jela ke ka ngwana wena musi.
Chief, remember in 2020, after COVID, Chief, we vowed as a nation, it doesn't matter. Baptism, we go in there with cooler boxes, Chief. 1-year celebration, we go in there with cooler boxes, and we were doing exactly that.
That's your vow. My vow is, if it's your birthday or your birthday, my nigga, I'm still looking for that cake. I will bring my own cake. But yeah, man, yeah.
Okay.
So sorry for the N-word.
Okay, no, I see you.
So you said you're still looking for the cake, but which cake are you looking for if you're bringing the cake? Anyway, you were saying, Musi?
Every is out for my neck because I wasn't here for because I wasn't. Hey, Moose, have you ever had this, right? As G's we speaking, right? We be talking, hey man,
don't even
bring
go
a cake,
there.
bring a cake, and then a female gets involved.
Don't even go
Bro,
there.
The context
is everything.
Is important.
It's everything. Yeah. So no, I went there on Saturday and we were hanging out. Yeah, man, it was very cool vibes, man. Some people that I haven't seen in quite some time.
Sorry, guys.
What?
Can I just mention this?
Hey, Stephen, when I'm on. What? Talk to me. What happened? Prat met me.
Mina munna.
Prat met me.
Yeah. So, I can't speak Afrikaans because everybody.
Talk to me.
Yeah. So, bruh, I wake up Sunday morning now.
Okay.
On my way to get. Do you know what Cook Sisters are?
Yeah.
Yes.
I was on my way to get Cook Sisters now. I say corner, second corner. Guess what I see, bruh?
What do you see?
You see those? You remember last time? Yeah, remember the last episode? Yeah, you were talking about.
I'm a veg.
Boom.
Oh, Tubati doing that whole thing. Yeah, on stage. It was in context to that.
On stage?
Yeah.
Okay, this now is in context of the
Real
hood.
life, yeah.
Real life.
Yeah.
So I'm outside. I want to get myself fat cakes, bro. It's in the morning.
Sure.
You know, whatever.
Sure.
I say corner. Guess what I see? The my veggie guy getting strangled. His vegetables are getting dismantled. He was getting robbed. I was like, what are we living in?
What time is it on the Sunday morning?
What time are we living it?
Yeah, what time was it?
Oh, on the Sunday morning.
Yeah.
It was 20:09.
So he was being robbed.
Yeah.
It's like your neighborhood, a quiet neighborhood.
It's a quiet.
Are there not too many people traveling on a Sunday morning?
Okay, let me give you the scenario, right?
Yeah.
This is my hood here, which is the proper hood, yeah?
Yeah.
And then 2 roads up from my hood is the, I don't want to use the wrong words, but it's a hood. You know what I mean?
I don't, but okay. I'm
You don't? Okay.
No, it's fine. Let's continue.
Yeah.
It's the hood. I think I have an idea, but I don't want to speculate. But okay, fine. 2 roads up, it's the hood.
Trenches.
Okay.
Trenches. That's the word I'm looking for.
Okay.
Trenches. Yeah, bro. I'm on my way to go man, vegetables, you know, your Viennas. Listen to me saying Viennas. What's that thing?
Cook sisters.
Not cook sisters.
White liver.
No, brinjal, your bananas, your oranges, your stuff. Bro, I was on my way to go buy things from this guy, right?
Yes.
I get there.
He's being robbed.
Bro, he doesn't know what to know his life, bro. Like, he was bamboozled, like, to say, what is going on? And the crazy piece is nobody came to help or anything like that. I was like, what's going on? Luckily, I got there minutes after it happened.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, man, what society are we living in, man?
Yeah, we live in a crazy
crazy.
world, my guy. That's how life is. And unfortunately, crime will forever be there. It also goes back to what Whoopi also said on the breakfast show that she's part of. She's like, there's no such thing as genocide in South Africa. There is only crime. It is what it is, eh?
Hey, speaking on genocide, sorry to cut everybody off. Speaking on genocide, the picture on the group, right, bro? So remember this whole white genocide in South Africa happening,
Yeah.
blah blah blah. Guess what happened this time around?
What?
Talk to me. We don't have much time.
Okay, cool. 3 school children. and
Oh,
all
yes,
guns
the
down.
Durban incident.
yeah.
Yes. And then
We're
he
going to
said-
get into that.
We'll get
'cause
into
it's an
that.
extensive conversation. We're not
Bro.
going to finish if we start right now.
man, yeah,
it has
yeah.
a whole lot of implications,
Yeah, man.
variables, and factors that contribute to it. But
Yeah.
you know, on a Tuesday morning, we always try to bring you people who are doing great and amazing stuff. And today is no one exception whatsoever. Mpho Morei, who grew up in Meadowlands, but family moved to Bromfisherville around the year 2007, is going to be spending some time with us, getting into all things health and fitness, and try to find out a bit more how you and I can move on into our lives as individuals who can try to be more fit, more healthy, and live a lifestyle that is a good one. You know, I was saying that come December time, so we need to shy away from things like that. And this is information that you might perhaps make use of in your own personal life. You know, trying to exercise a bit more, be more active. Because I know a whole lot of us sit at our tables, whether physically going to the office or being at home. Quite a few of us are people who work at a seated position, and you might not necessarily be such an active person. So this information might be good for you to hear. So let's quickly run to the loo very quickly, and then after the break, we're going to be spending some quality time with Mpho Morei so that we can find out a bit more about him, his journey, and the work that he does in the community. But with that being said, I'll see you after this cool stuff.
Yes, sir.
Vooka Breakfast Show.
We're out here in the heart of Soweto, Top Sancton. This is right next to Zondi Hills, and just before you get to Broad Fisher Club. I'm out here. My name is Musi West. I'm out here with the one and only maximum temperature. I'm working my money. TC Shabalala Wakabazibugo, and of course our station manager, the one and only Manelin Lyric. And we're traveling out here, man. This is what we do on the Vooka Breakfast Show.
Yeah, you gotta get it fresh.
Bugile, we are fresh and nice. Now it's time to take the information to the people.
Of course, like Mo just mentioned, do stay tuned, comment, like, subscribe, share your thoughts and your opinions and everything else in between. We're going to be coming to a street to do live near you, wanting to know what your thoughts are out there on the street.
Of course, we've got TCO Wamazibugo with the traffic update. Right now, we are going to N1 southbound to make sure that whatever that you guys get, it is real-time information.
Yes, sir.
So, looking at Mukhorosi, we have robots that are not working right here, but the traffic is moving. We're going to look at when is your rush hour time, when people are from the work or from school,
Yes,
right?
sir. Yes,
Gonna
sir.
give you your daily update. So do make sure that you stay with us. Mobile Vooka Breakfast
Yes,
Show.
sir.
Asante at least.
Hey family.
Hi, my name is Tisiga Mazibugo Shabalala.
My name is Moketi Maimane.
My name is Musi Mist.
My name is Ketua Mguni.
On the Vooka
Vooka Breakfast Show.
Every weekdays from 7 a.m.
to 10 a.m.
This is where we are going to have our topical discussion featuring various experts from different fields.
We're going to take care of you and it's going to be amazing, man. Right now, I'm on the set of the Vooka Breakfast Show brought to you by the Blink Network.
Do not forget to subscribe.
That's Vooka Breakfast Show on Facebook and all other social media platforms.
Vooka.
See you there.
Well, yeah, shopping blossom maybe. Yes.
Wow.
Honey, I got what you want. Give me all of your love, 'cause it's burning hot. It's what you do to me, babe, I can guarantee. Honey, I got what you need. Under the night sky, I want your eyes all on me. Don't tell me lies now, I always get mine. Don't play with me. Do you want it? Can you feel me? Can you handle it? Right? Do you want it?
Very cool and exciting music that we always listen to on the Vooka Breakfast Show, brought to you by the Blinko Network. You know, you've been spending some time with me, quality time, on a Tuesday morning, the 3rd of June, 2025, right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show, brought to you by the Blinko Network. So I have to correct myself, right? Because I said before the break, I mentioned that we're going to be getting into all things health and fitness. Well, we will be getting into health and not so much of fitness. Spending some time with Mpho Morei. He is a Moja coach, right? At the, you can put on the headsets, my brother, so that you and I can hear each other a bit nicer. There we go. At the Westview Clinic, the main clinic is out at Florida, as him and I were in conversation just off camera. But the outpatient clinic is right here in Dobsonville, and we're going to be getting into the conversation of all the work that he does, and his involvement as a coach, and as someone who's working in the rehabilitation space right at Westview Clinic. Welcome, my brother. Welcome. We appreciate you taking your time. So, you know, what I like doing first, I like getting to know people, before we get into the work that the individual does. So let's talk just very quickly for someone who does not know who Mpho Morei and the work that you do and how you got to the space that you are at, or to the place that you are at right now. Mpho Morei, and how did you get into the work of rehabilitation at Westview Clinic?
Mpho is just a simple person.
Yes, sir.
Mpho is from Middlelands.
Okay.
Yeah, I was born there. Then after a couple of years, the family moved to Bramfisherville.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I started my school in Middlelands, go to Mero Primary School.
Ah.
Yeah. Then I moved to go Bramfish. I think I was doing, it was mid-year Kumaschel.
Yes.
It's a higher primary.
Yes.
So then we moved to Bramfisher. After a couple of years, go Bramfisher, moved back to Middlelands to complete my studies there.
I see.
Yeah, that's where I went to go to Dolor. I think it was in grade 11.
I see.
I did my grade 11 and grade 12.
I see.
Then went back to Bramfisher. Yeah, 2 years of trying to find like after matric.
Yes.
Then that's when I got the opportunity to go and volunteer for Westview Clinic.
So you initially got there as a volunteer.
Yes.
I see.
So it was more like me trying to find things to do while trying to find myself.
Yeah.
Then fortunately, I volunteered. That's why I started as a Kemocha coach.
Yes.
Yeah, Kemocha is one of the prevention. It's one of the programs that we do go Westview Clinics.
Yes.
Then after volunteering, Kemocha coach, that's why I found interest in this whole facilitation and presentation.
I see.
Yes, because of with Kemocha, it's a very broad program because of in a little sub program J5 inside.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So with that, I'll explain until I can set my.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah. Then time went as a Kimocha coach. Then yeah, they saw potential in me.
Yes.
Then they gave me a promotion to become the coordinator.
Wow.
Meaning that I was now coordinating the program.
So from being, starting off as someone who was volunteering, you ended up getting to a place where now they saw Norman Mpo is dedicated and he's doing well in the space.
Yes.
Let's give him an opportunity to become the coordinator now.
Yeah.
Oh wow. So how long after you had been working as a volunteer were you given the opportunity to become a coordinator?
Hey, you see, with me, I'm not very good with years and keeping.
Okay, I see. The timeline and stuff. Yeah.
Maybe probably 2 years.
2 years.
Yes.
So after working as a volunteer,
yes,
2 years later, they were like, okay, let's see what you can do. Perhaps maybe as a coordinator.
Yeah, Kimocha coordinator.
So now, what does it entail? The role of being Kimocha coordinator?
So as a Kimocha coordinator, it's more like you're just coordinating the program. You train the Kimocha coaches.
Okay.
You ensure that their job is simple, meaning that they have all the materials. They are well prepared when going to the schools because of with Kimocha, we are mostly based at schools.
I see.
Yes, they are prepared to go to schools with their material. You ensure that the relationship with other stakeholders is good and you know what's going on around the community. For instance, you know each and every stakeholder that we can collaborate with if we are about to do an event or a simple outreach. Yes.
I see. Very interesting stuff. So now let's for someone who is part of the program and is meeting you as Mpo as the coordinator, right? And you say that you guys are mainly based in schools. What does a day look like with me as an individual who's part of the program and with you as the coordinator? How do you help me? How do you guide me? How do I get to a point where I walk out of the program being a better person?
Okay, so you're talking as me as a coordinator
Yes.
and guiding a coach.
Yes.
So as a coach, most of the time there are people who just come straight out of school as volunteers. Like I've mentioned that I started as a volunteer.
Yes.
So the first thing is that to ensure that I train that person when it comes to our admin side.
Okay.
Because we have a lot of paperwork that a person needs to understand when going to school, how to start. Because you can't just go into a school. We need to get the registration of the school. We need to get the principals. It's more like of a report before we go into classes to tell us the number of cases they have. It's substance school.
Oh wow!
How's the behavior of the kids? Then that's where the coach starts going into class.
Okay.
So I need to ensure that the coach is ready to stand in front of participants.
Okay.
Because we go from primary school to tertiary level.
Yes.
So you know with that is different participants. Primary school children, they don't behave like high school teenagers. Because of high school teenagers, some of them, they have already experimented with drugs.
Yes, for a while now. Yes,
for a
yes,
while.
yes.
While with primary school, it's more like they don't know anything. So sometimes you need to be very wary of what you say to them.
Oh, wow.
Because if you can come and educate them about something, and you are actually teaching them. Or you giving them that thing to say, oh, this is how it's done.
Yes.
Let me go and experiment on it.
Oh.
So with the prevention, we're just trying to put a stop on it. So you need to ensure that the coach understands the different levels when you go to your schools. Then you ensure that the coach understands that when you're in class, if in a primary school, this is the type of level you need to be at. With your language, with how you interact with them. Remember, school, they have the low attention span. So you need to make sure that you put some activities in between. We call them energizers. So that they can be, they can keep being attentive to you. Then when you come to high school, you need to understand that, okay, this one I'm more matured. This is the pace I need to move with them. So that's my role, that I need to make sure that at least the first week I need to go with that person to the school to make sure that
they're comfortable and they know their role.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Very, very interesting stuff.
Yeah, that is very interesting. Awempo. Sorry, by the way, I know him from Bag. We went to the same high school. So let me ask, so far with the initiative, yeah, Moja, where you go to schools and basically try to prevent anything from happening. I get what you guys are doing. The main aim is to have the prevention before the cause, right? So what's looking at the initiative that you guys are doing? What impact has it had so far on the people that you're going to teach or going to coach about basically learning how to say no, like kemoja, whatever you want to offer? What's the impact that has had so far, and what has been the positive results from the students themselves?
All right. Yeah, we have so many positive results from it, ne? Because of with Kimoja, like I mentioned, we have 4 sub-programs. We don't only go to, we start off with Puppet show, we do go to ECD, we do go grade 1 until grade 3. So we teach them on safety, we teach them, because of, in South Africa, there's a lot of that's going on right now. So even children from that particular age, they need to know how to voice out. We teach them that if something happens to you, it's okay to go tell your parents, but gadi puppet. So it's more like fun for them, but they get something from it. So now it's better because of even around our communities, bana ba banyane, they can actually communicate, not only with their parents, but with these school teachers. They can actually, if they feel uncomfortable with something, they can go to the school teacher to say, no, this and this happened. So we're having less accidents because of, we even teach them how to cross the road, and it's wrong to cross a road alone or to pick up things, go starting and just eat them, or when a stone be, then you start taking it, then experimenting kason. Then go primary to high school, re-engage a le bona gagolo, re na le di-modules tse 3. So we don't only talk about substances. So we talk about them setting their goals. We guide them into good career choices. So that's where we see happily positive, because of, remember, grade 8 and grade 9, they don't focus after school, this is what you can actually do.
Yeah, that's
Most
true.
of the time it starts from grade 10. And from grade 10, once you fit out grade 10, sometimes you don't have an idea which streams to take. So at least from grade 8, we teach them how to set their goals. We teach them there are so many career paths you can look into. So that thing, it keeps them busy enough for them to stay away from the substances. So that's another positive thing. Then we focus about the physical fitness. So I know how segment in earlier fitness. So we do physical fitness. We get them into sports. Because of, sometimes it's easy to tell someone to stay away from drugs, but getting
keep them busy.
So with that, we get them into sports. Into sports, they have extramural activities. So we now see them interacting more sporting. After school, they go somewhere. After school, they go to the recreational center. We introduce them to that. Hence, I said we maintain relationship with the stakeholders around Rona. So we know if we have children, barring, okay, we are bored, we do our homeworks. After that, what can we do? We refer to such people who offer little skill setting for them.
Okay, so when you say these skills setting for them, do you mean like you also help them to, because we know that when it comes to learning, some people are more theoretical and then some are more practical. So when you do the referral of the skills, are you saying that you basically maybe connect them with people who like literally help them to find maybe their hidden talent, maybe their passion is welding, and that somebody will basically teach them the basics of how to do such a thing?
Yes. So with that, there are so many stakeholders. So challenges, sometimes we don't know where to go. So with us, we try to make sure that even when we do our events, one of the programs that we have is alternatives. So they mainly deal with the events and reaching out to youth. So with that, we fuse everything we do with body poetry. We have Hearts and Mind, whereby we just do the acting. We have physical fitness, like I've mentioned. So recently we had an event to Kolombarke Tulani Secondary School.
Okay.
So we were
Snake Park.
Snake Park.
Yes, sir.
So the event was all about sports. So we had netball, we have soccer. We invited so many stakeholders for them to show them that even if you're not good like academically, We're not saying they must not focus on their academic
Yeah.
but they can actually know in sports, if you are disciplined, this is how far you can go. We even invited what's this retired soccer player, Sposiso Villagaz, to come and motivate them. So it was a good event for them because of they had to see okay, sharp sports I saw that bad, and there's a lot of sporting activities that one can get into. Besides from soccer, Libody netball, they are well known more.
Very conventional, yeah.
But they saw okay, sharp. There's a lot that I can do. If Moskolong, I'm not like other children that really do well more academic stuff.
Yeah. Very cool stuff, man. So, look, there's a whole lot. They play as contributing factors in terms of the things that influence us, right? In society in general, especially in and stuff like that. So, how do you guys, as a program, ensure that you stay up to date and you stay current with the latest research? I heard earlier you mentioned ECT, and I love that you guys start from an ECT level, because I think a whole lot of things avoid if we start at an ECT level, right? So, and you've identified that there's different approaches to the different age groups, how we are going to high school versus primary school, early high school versus the later grades high school. So how do you stay current with the latest research and the practices that you guys as a program to make sure you get the best results from the initiative?
Okay, so the program was funded by Department of Social Development. Then with that, we collaborate with AYDF, it's African Youth Development Fund. So they mostly do the researches, they mostly what's this? Fund the training. It's the whole thing. They give us the modules.
Oh yes.
So we just don't go school. We have modules that we follow. So like I've mentioned,
namely,
we just call them manual 1 up to 3.
Oh, I see.
So it's manual 1, manual 2B.
I see.
Manual 3.
I see.
So with all these manuals, different topics come.
Yes.
From like I've mentioned, you're setting goals, eating well and living well.
Oh wow.
Physical fitness. Then we get into drugs, the drugs facts,
yeah.
Oka pipe. We got topics like understanding why teenagers misuse body alcohol, such things. So yeah, they are constantly up to date with everything that's going on around. So if there's any update that's needed, they do provide that for us.
So now, in terms of, because I mean, you mentioned you guys are based the main office is in Florida, Mara, outpatient program interning clinic in Dobsonville. Let's talk community engagement and involvement. How involved are you guys with the community besides the schools in the community, and how do I, as a normal person, Wamukasi, get involved in wanting to help out or kicking the skills as an individuals? What is the relationship between you guys and the greater community?
Okay, so with the community, remember I mentioned that we have the alternatives team, ne?
Yes.
So we have a gig track that we use.
A gig?
A gig track, we call it the gig track.
Okay.
So that's where we just go to our local hotspots and just place it, so that we give people information about where to find us and more information about the drugs, because of lately, I don't know, but people don't have understanding of substances and how dangerous they are into momotum. So another thing with those events we do, we have an upcoming one. So that one is for greater Dobsonville community, because of we still trying to get the relevant stakeholders to collaborate with us. So with that one, it's more like body skills development. So it will be a workshop for youth more Dobsonville. We're gonna invite people, but youth unemployed, more especially, like information about how to enhance your skills. Rather just sitting around and complaining to say no, I don't have anything to do. This is what you can do, and that thing can better yourself into finding something better at the end of the day. For example, already we have like there's a center that's coming on board that will be teaching them how to draft a proper CV.
Oh.
You see. So we're just looking to find more stakeholders for that event. Then we're gonna create posters to invite people to come through, so that youth at least total information.
Very cool stuff. Very cool stuff. It sounds like you know, it's an initiative that is quite important, especially in the life and the times that we're living now. More communities in Tarona, in general, we know that in stop what you're doing. Understand? But I like how you also try to keep them engaged in different ways. It's not just about come learn this and you leave. Understand? Because like you mentioned, attention span when they are distracted by quite a lot of things, because there's more that gets them distracted than more that keeps them more lining a right. Well, it's very easy go fitla go ntlong la tlhele dibuka o tswa o tswela go strateng kgona plomada go ma center reko kai o ka pipe like you mentioned is a thing ke go normal now intana tse di sa tshabela batho ba batona o feta se now I remember in our day, in our time, it's much dala na shembola a tlhaga mthom kholo why bracket wa understand you get what I'm trying to say, and then aba fetso feta ke khona re tla no ba etsa life. So I think the work that you guys are doing is very important, and you know, maybe we also as a team should come out and try to showcase and make a bit more noise about the so, because I'm absolutely sure that there are a few tops and villains, Liko Midlands, Liko Florida, people who live in those communities who are not aware of you guys and the work that you're doing. So very great work, and we really appreciate you coming, Brayaka. And like I said, it's an ongoing conversation, everybody.
It is, because what you're doing, it's basically shaping the minds and shaping the future leaders that we have currently. Because if we do not tackle the whole substance issue still at its grassroots level, or while they're still basically young and stuff, then it becomes a problem once they finish high school, because now But now if you tackle it like at your ECD level before they even get to discover what is this, and you move with them throughout, it makes it easier for them to shape their minds and to becoming much more greater people that the country has ever seen, hey?
Yeah, man. So with that being said, Mpo, we appreciate you coming through. And we can't wait to have you back again, so that it can be an ongoing conversation, so that maybe we even find out more about the other work that you guys do in just a holistic view of things, you know, as the Westview Clinic, man. It sounds like proper work. Mpomore, a prevention and awareness coordinator. You know, I'm seeing some of the visuals that you guys are doing here, and it's great work, man. It's great work. So with that being said, we've been talking for a minute or two, and we have to let Mpoko, because he has very important work that he has to get to, man. You know, we can't take it for granted. So with that being said, quickly run to the loo, grab a cup of coffee, a glass of water, and let us pay our bills, and you and I will see each other right after this cool stuff.
Vooka Breakfast Show.
We're out here in the heart of Soweto, Top Santon. This is right next to Zondi Hills, and just before you get to Broad Fisher Club. I'm out here. My name is Musi Mist. I'm out here with the one and only maximum temperature. I'm working in my body. TC Shabalala Wakamazibugo, and of course our station manager, the one and only Manelin Lyric. And we're traveling out here, man. This is what we do on the Vooka Breakfast Show.
Yeah, you gotta get it fresh.
Bugile, we are fresh and nice. Now it's time to take the information to the people.
Of course, like Mo just mentioned, do stay tuned, comment, like, subscribe, share your thoughts and your opinions and everything else in between. We're going to be coming to a street to do live near you, wanting to know what your thoughts are out there on the street.
Of course, we've got TC Mazibugo with the traffic update. Right now, we are going to N1 southbound to make sure that whatever that you guys get, it is real-time information.
Yes,
so, looking at Mukhorosi, we have robots that are not working right here, but the traffic is moving. We're going to look at when is your rush hour time, when people are from the work, from school,
yes,
right?
Yes,
I'm gonna give you your daily update. So do make sure that you stay with us. Mobile Vooka Breakfast Show.
This is Ted, the Wild Irish Comedian. You're watching Vooka Breakfast Show. Tune in every morning, Monday to Friday.
Hey family.
Hi. My name is Tisiga Mazibugo Shabalala.
My name is Moketi Maimane.
My name is Musi Mist.
My name is Ketua Ketumgunu.
On the Vooka
Vooka Breakfast Show.
Every weekdays from 7 a.m.
to 10 a.m.
This is where we are going to have our topical discussion featuring various experts from different fields.
We're going to take care of you and it's going to be amazing, man. Right now I'm on the set of the Vooka Breakfast Show, brought to you by the Blink Network.
Do not forget to subscribe.
That's Vooka Breakfast Show on Facebook and all other social media platforms.
Vooka.
See you there.
Bold conversations that are aimed at providing so much information and knowledge. This is what we do right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show, brought to you by the Blinko Network on a day-to-day basis, spending some quality time with myself, MOOCEE Mist. My name is Musi Mist, and I'm excited. I'm happy to be in your presence, man. In conversation with industry professionals, trying to change mindsets in a great way. Conversations that are all-encompassing, compelling, and of course, thought-provoking. And this is a thing that we do every weekday morning, Monday to Friday, between the hours of 7 and 10, right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show, brought to you by the Blinko Network. The time right about now is 18 minutes past the hour 9 o'clock on a Tuesday morning, the 3rd of June 2025. Still hanging out with the one and only Berry Blaze. Berry, talk to me. You good?
Manyan, I'm getting my voice into order.
Yeah.
Yes, everybody, I hope you guys are still enjoying your amazing and wonderful Choose Masketale. But when we get to ban, it's a Tuesday where we get to choose what we want to live for, choose who we love, or choose something that we stand by and stand for.
Yeah.
And I'm doing fantastic, guys. I also hope that you guys are doing okay in this very cold weather, and also hope that you enjoyed the interview that we had with Mpomore, because we are still have more in store that is lined up for you. We'll still have the beautiful, the amazing Rishka coming up.
Yeah, man. But before we get to that, Africa, I wanted to talk about money habits and blind spending. Talk to me. And of course, you're from wherever you are tuned in from, get in touch with us and engage with us across all our social media platforms using the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. So that's Vooka Breakfast Show on Facebook and all other social media platforms. You can also send through your thoughts on WhatsApp using the number 060-493-3226. So that's 060-493-3226. The question here is contactless convenience draining your wallet? I don't know, man. I mean, the one thing that always stands out for me is a conversation that I had with Mo a couple of months ago, where he said he's someone who spends on a whim. He spends without thinking about it that much. And I myself can relate from time to time. I had a colleague last year who would say that to me every other day after we knock out from work. He would go like, hey, when I'm with you, always like going to the shop after work. You always like grabbing something to eat, nyana, a drink, nyana. So the thing here is that I logged into my banking app and I was shocked to see that all those tiny transactions had added up. Because you Uber here, you buy groceries there, you tap there, you do those things, right? And I'd been swiping and tapping without even noticing. It made me ask whether is our love for contactless payments making us blind spenders? Because Mweketi and Banale station manager say that they are absolutely for a cashless society. So talk to me. What do you think?
I'm definitely not for the cashless societies because I'd like to see where each and every single cent goes.
But do you think that using being cashless is making us spend more?
In a way, it is because you're not keeping track of whatever cent that you have. You know, when you have like card hold or like cold hard cash, you literally see okay, I have 500. And it's easy for you to even manage the money when you're like, okay, so I have 500, I'm going to spend it here and there. This is what I have left because you can calculate the cent easy. If you're cashless, you literally just go and then, okay, thank you, boom.
Yeah.
And then you go out.
Yeah.
Most people who are cashless don't even check how much money they have, how much money they used.
Yeah.
They just look at the price. They're like, I still have enough. Dang.
I mean, look, man, today we're exploring the phenomenon of blind spending, where our everyday swipes and taps become a hidden drain on our finances. Like Afriberry just mentioned, it is very easy to walk into the shop, grab whatever you have to grab, not even have a physical card, but just by using your phone. And I've seen in some instances people using their watches. And are we truly aware of every cent, like you just mentioned, that is leaving our accounts, right? Or is it convenience, or is convenience tricking us into overspending? Like I just mentioned, the first time I came across these cards that are on our phones or on our watches, I was intrigued by it. Wait, what world are we living in now? You can easily walk into a shop and upload the card on your phone and not have a wallet. Basically, just walk around with a fully charged phone and get all the things that you want to get. So I myself am not one for a cashless society, and I get what you're saying, and I agree with it about saying that one is able to count every cent that leaves their wallet or every cent that they spend on whatever that it may be. But for me, there's also like a sentimental thing. There's nothing like having cash in your hands for me personally, and we're different strokes for different folks. In the pre-digital era, paying with cash felt tangible, right? And all those physical notes and coins served as a constant reminder of our spending, like you just mentioned. Now, with the ease of contactless payments, whether it's swiping or tapping or even scanning a QR code, the process is almost invisible. This shift can dilute the pain of paying, making it easier for us, particularly the youth navigating a busy digital lifestyle, to lose track of our spending. Given that South Africa's vibrant economic landscape, this topic is hits close to home as we balance convenience with financial prudence. So this is a conversation that I'm sure TC and Rashika are going to be getting into, just trying to find out a bit more whether being a contactless and cashless society is viable in this day and age. I mean, everything now we do is digital. From voice calls to contacting each other on WhatsApp or via email or whatever the case is. We're living in a society that is slowly becoming what one could argue saying we're very disconnected.
We definitely are, man.
And I don't know how it plays quite a huge role into our finances because, like it's mentioned here, we don't pay much attention to how we spend the money that we have because it's very easy. I mean, it's like Mara. At the end of the month, I'll tell you, a couple of years ago, not even a couple of years ago, like I think 10 or 9 years ago, the first time I got my tapping and my swiping amount. It amounted, the first time I think it was at 150. And I was like, Chief, no, there's no way. How did I spend that much? How did I tap my card or swipe my card that much? Because you're not aware of it. It's like 1 rand here, 5 rand here. It's like, man, I still have money in my account, Chief. It won't affect me. And then you are given a breakdown, the amount that you used up by making use of your card amounted to 150, and it made me sheesh. I almost lost it, Chief.
I think for me, that's why some people still find it weird that for me, like when I have money coming into my account, I literally, let's say for example, I have 3K in my account. Trust me, my guy, I'm going to take out 2K and leave 1K in there. The reason because I literally dodge those charges. The only charge that I'll probably get more than anything in terms of card charges is basically me doing a cash send to myself.
Okay.
Because sometimes I'm even so lazy to even carry my card. I just like do a cash send, then I write everything on a piece of paper, then I go.
Okay.
And then for me, because I know that half the time I'm always in need of money. So I avoid swiping with my card by all means. Even my family will let you know that I would rather withdraw money and then stash it almost everywhere in the house. So when I need it, I know that at that certain corner, I have how much money left. At that corner, I have this a certain amount of money that I need to use. Because in my head, I've already analyzed that, okay, this week, I'm probably going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because I already know some of my living expenses. So that's why I've already analyzed that I'm going to need this and this and this. When you look at my bank statement, in terms of card charges, they're very low.
Okay, because you don't make use of your card that much.
I don't.
I mean, look, it's conveniency, man. For someone could argue and say, Afriberry, the one that you're using of...
It's old school.
Yeah, man, of withdrawing all the money that you have or whatever amount of money that you're going to need for the foreseeable future is not viable, man. We're living in a very convenient time. Just carry your card or have your card on your phone and then you swipe or tap. You understand?
For me, it's because I have had, I've lost my card more than once.
Oh, I see.
So that's why I avoid having my card with me almost all the time. And then it also comes back to my phones. I've also have a nasty habit where I lost my phones or either got mugged.
Yeah.
So for me, making sure that my phone does not even tap, it counts as a plus for me. Imagine you lose your phone. And then you're moving with technology. You don't use your card, you use your phone. And then now somebody finds the phone and just go,
Yeah, I mean that's also the risk. I think that maybe we should dive
the same
into.
goes for having a card that tabs. Like recently, a friend of mine lost their card, and then when they lost
Started
their
seeing
card,
charges.
were just going ting 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 ting. Then I'm like, hey, this is the other reason why I don't want anything that taps. Whether it's a scan to pay on my phone, I do not do that.
I hear you.
Whether it's a pay with a virtual card, I don't do that. Whether my card needs to tap, I prefer being old school because I know that I also forget my PIN. Stand there by the ATM and just be like, Konje, what is it again?
I see.
That's me.
I see. Look, man, this is an ongoing conversation and one that we can never end. I think we all have our different views and perspectives when it comes to conveniency and when it comes to blind spending. Because it's become clear that blind spending is more than a mere tech issue. It's a blend of convenience and, of course, our own attentiveness. And the digital age offers us incredible tools for managing finances, but if we're not mindful, these same tools can lead to unintended overspending. The trick, especially here in our fast-paced South African environment, is to harness technology to monitor our expenses and using budgeting tips, frequent transaction alerts, and periodic bank reviews, right? To keep our spending habits in check. You can also get into or try to look into some of those things. It's all about striking a balance between embracing innovation and staying grounded in reality. Conveniency versus, old school ways and methods of going about managing and handling your finances. Share your thoughts and your opinions across all our social media platforms using the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. A bit earlier on, Nelson jumped onto our YouTube comment section saying, good morning, hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. I missed y'all so much. Ngivugile, guys. Happy Tuesday. And of course, our very own Osvaldo Naka saying, one love to the Vooka Breakfast Show. Very, very cool stuff. So keep engaging with us and getting in contact with us on WhatsApp using the number 060-493-3226. I can't wait to hear the conversation between Reshika and TC, and maybe they'll get into a bit of this thing that we talked about blind spending. But before we get to that one, let's quickly pay our bills and we see each other after this cool stuff.
Escape the ordinary and discover the extraordinary with Swell Appeal Tours. Whether you're a group of friends or a family looking for a memorable getaway, Swell Appeal Tours has you covered. Our all-inclusive tours take you to South Africa's most stunning destinations, from the scenic beauty of Mpumalanga to the vibrant life of Gauteng and the coastal charm of Durban.
Vooka Breakfast Show.
We're out here in the heart of Soweto, Top Sandton. This is right next to Zondi Hills, and just before you get to Broad Fisher Club. I'm out here. My name is Musi West. I'm out here with the one and only maximum temperature. I'm working my TC Shabanana Wakamazibugo, and of course our station manager, the one and only Banelin Lyric. And we're traveling out here, man. This is what we do on the Vooka Breakfast Show.
Yeah, you gotta get it fresh.
Bugile, we are fresh and nice. Now it's time to take the information to the people.
Of course, like Mo just mentioned, do stay tuned, comment, like, subscribe, share your thoughts and your opinions and everything else in between. We're going to be coming to a street to do live near you, wanting to know what your thoughts are out there on the street.
First, we've got TC with the traffic update. Right now, we are going to N1 southbound to make sure that whatever that you guys get, it is real-time information.
Yes,
so looking at Mukhorosi, we have robots that are not working right here, but the traffic is moving. We're going to look at when is your rush hour time, when people are from the work, from school,
yes,
right?
Yes,
I'm gonna give you your daily update, so do make sure that you stay with us. Mobile Vooka Breakfast Show.
Three, two, one.
Today, we're diving into one of the most powerful paths to financial freedom. Home ownership. Right now, we are about to do another episode with financial wellness with Rishika Mahado, where she helps us win our financial freedom. So, have you ever wondered how owning property can transform your financial future? Well, recent studies show that over 70% of first time buyers feel overwhelmed by the mortgage process, and many are still trying to figure out where to start. So, of course, right here on Personal Finance on the Vooka Breakfast Show, we always try and give you relevant and insightful conversations with professionals and experts in the field. So I am thrilled to welcome back Rashida Mahado, joining us for the third time. So if you've been here before, you know that she always comes in with those powerful insights. So again, Rashika is a powerhouse, an experienced functional coach, business consultant, speaker, and mortgage broker that we found out on our last episode is also known as a bond originator. As the founder of Forward and Upward, she's transforming lives through mindset shifts and financial empowerment. And through her work at Phoenix Bonds, she's been guiding home buyers and property investors to secure their dreams. So today's segment is all about home ownership, mortgage clarity, and using property as a powerful tool for financial freedom. So we'll be breaking down key steps. So from understanding the role of a bond originator and navigating the pre-qualification process to practical tips for getting financially ready to buy your first home or investment property. So get ready, Vooka Nation, for an insightful and inspiring conversation that might just spark give you that spark that you need to take that next big step in your financial journey. Of course, Rashika, you know what? As we've been discussing financial wellness on the show with you for 3 episodes today, for those of our listeners and audience who are new to the property game, can you kick us off by explaining what exactly is a bond originator and how do they help someone navigate the process of buying a home?
Okay, thank you. It's nice to be here, TC, and good morning to all you listeners. So let's look at it like this. When one begins the property journey or looking for a home, it can often feel like you're in a maze with all the legal jargon, bank jargon, forms, fees, the various parties involved, and all the moving parts. Now, generally one is doing this whilst also, in most cases, making one of the most important financial decisions of their life. So it's quite a stressful place in terms of understanding, and that's where a bond originator, also known as a mortgage broker, comes in. So basically, the easiest way of understanding it is an agent helps you to find the property or your home.
Yes.
A mortgage broker helps you to finance that property and helps you with strategies in terms of how you can acquire that property. So a mortgage broker helps you to get finance in a smart way. Now, a mortgage broker is also someone that helps you understand the fine print, translate all the jargon into simple language so that you understand, and basically handhold you through the entire process so that you understand what is expected of you throughout the entire process, and also ensures that you feel safe, because it is quite a complicated journey if one is not familiar. So I'd leave it at that for now, and we'll expand in terms of more aspects of the bond originator, but the simplest way of understanding it is an agent. Although the agent helps the seller, does also help you, the buyer, find a property, but a mortgage broker holds your hand through the process and helps you to acquire the finance on your terms.
Wow, okay. Thank you so much for that clarification. Definitely, it has put things into perspective for what we're about to discuss today. So let's say someone's just starting to toy with the idea of buying a home, right? What's a realistic first step that they can take? What should they do before diving in?
Okay, so it's normal. Of course, we're going to go to the apps and to the websites to see all the properties and the bells and whistles that tantalize our eyes, which is great. And that's a wonderful place to be, but it's not the realistic first step. The realistic first step, if you've come to know me by now, is always awareness. And I would say start with understanding your income, understand your expenses. And by expenses, I mean your living expenses. And then most importantly, over and above that, understand your debt. Reason being, you want to know how much of your income is committed to debt. And then your next smart move thereafter is to do what is called a pre-qualification. And the pre-qualification is basically to help you to understand what is your buying power. That's something a bond originator can assist you with.
Okay. I hear this term pre-qualification as often as we've heard the term pre-qualification being thrown around. So, I mean, what does that actually mean, and why is it such a crucial part of the home buying journey?
So it is, it's important, and I'm glad you used the word crucial, because it's an exceptionally crucial part. The pre-qualification allows you or assists you as the buyer to buy wisely, to buy smartly, as opposed to buy blindly.
Oh, wow.
So it simply can be equated to like a stamp on your financial passport. Basically, it tells you and it tells the seller what you qualify for in terms of value. So it gives you buying power in terms of negotiating. It also presents you as a serious and eligible buyer as well. Now, in addition to that, you are now equipped to shop for your property with confidence. And it prevents you from tarnishing your dreams in the future and helps you to plan properly. So if you don't have a pre-qualification, you could ideally be wasting your time as well as the agent's time and the seller's time as well.
Okay, man, at least now you've put that into perspective. So now let's talk about the bank versus, bond originator. So when it comes to securing a home loan, what's the real difference between applying directly through a bank and then working with someone like yourself who is a bond originator? So how do those parts compare for someone just starting out?
Okay. Sure, that's a great question, and that's actually a common mistake that most people make. So, of course, you can go to your bank for a bond, and that's not uncommon. But I would equate it to the same as wanting to buy a motor vehicle and only going to one dealership.
Okay.
So you go to one bank, you get one offer. That's not a terrible thing, but it's not the full picture. Here's the reason. Your bank has historical information on you. And unfortunately, your bank does not forget that information. So if you had challenging times through your life and your journey, including, for example, like when you were a student, that information is all held in record. So when your bank assesses what value you can afford, what they're looking at is your historic information, not only your current information. And if that is unfortunately negative, it's held against you. Not directly, but it is factored in. However, when you go to a bond originator, the bond originator looks at your current position. So, for example, if you are self-employed, it's the last 6 months or to a year. If you are salaried, then it's the last 3 months. So it's a much more current view and a realistic view, therefore giving you a better chance. The other reason why you don't only just want to go to your bank is, like I said, one bank, one offer. A bond originator basically goes to multiple banks on your behalf and does one credit check only. So one credit check basically spread across various banks, and therefore you have multiple offers. And the bond originator also helps you to negotiate, helps you to get the best deal, whereas your bank is just looking at you as a customer who's applying for a transaction and no different from any other person.
Wow, okay. Well, I know that for me, that makes so much sense because, I mean, where I am now compared to where I was earlier in life is not the same place. And of course, I would want you to obviously judge me based on what the person I am right now, and
Absolutely.
obviously not on my past. We all know that.
And
So,
sorry, TC, if I may just add, that the service of a bond originator is free.
ooh,
So,
lovely.
you know, it's important to know that this is a free service that actually empowers you. And
Wow. Free service. Do take advantage of that. I know that many listeners and watchers might still be starting or studying out in their lives or early in their careers, right? Is it possible for you to be involved in a property purchase at this stage? And how do credit applications come into play, you know, without denting a person's credit score too much? Because I mean, we spoke about that in our last episode.
Okay, so there's two parts. The first part is, as a student, provided you 18 years and above, then you're legally allowed to contract debt, provided you can pay for it, obviously. So if you are a student, yes, it's possible if you have income and if you are of the legal age. Now, you could be a student, you could be a spouse, a similar type of thing.
Well, when we talk students, we're talking perhaps, you know, college, university, you know, those kind of students who are, of course, going into higher educational studies.
Absolutely. So it's then basically of legal age, absolutely. If you're of legal age and provided you can pay back the debt, then absolutely there is no reason why you cannot. In terms of how this affects your credit score, irrespective of your age, like we've mentioned in the last conversation, when your bank does your credit score or a bond originator does your credit score is not necessarily affected. So a bond originator will do one credit score and use it across multiple banks. And remember, you have one free score per year. So there's no impact. However, if you had to go to multiple banks and apply on your own, then yes, there would be an impact on your score.
Oh, okay.
Because you are touching multiple points.
True. We did discuss that. And of course, if you are looking for that conversation, you can go back on our channel, on the YouTube channel, Vooka Breakfast Show, on our Vooka clips, and catch that conversation and get up to date on how the credit score and everything that has to do with your credit is vetted and how that process can be tackled. Because financial wellness with Rashika Mahado is always packed with some useful and practical financial hacks and tips. So I know that we've been talking about the bank, right? So now we're going to talk about the bank's decision criteria, right? There's always a bit of mystery around what banks look for. Can you break down for us what factors banks consider when they are making the decision of whether someone qualifies for a home loan or not?
Sure. So a bank assesses you the same way that a bond originator is going to assess you. Hence, it's called a pre-qualification. And it's important to understand that at this point, the bank is not judging you. They are, however, assessing your money muscle. And that's exactly what the bond originator is doing. The aspects that they would look at is, again, your income, your expenses, your debts, and most importantly, your credit score, because it tells one how you've handled credit in the past and whether you've been able to repay back. Now, when they're looking at this, what they're also looking for is basically, do you have sufficient income in order to meet this debt? So if a lot of your income is tied to debt, then the likelihood of being approved for such a loan is unlikely. And last week we also spoke, or in your previous segment, we also spoke about what's an acceptable level of debt.
Yeah.
So if your debt is 30%, it's still reasonably okay. 33%, you're starting to touch on borderline. It's not really comfortable. Above 33%, I would say start looking in terms of how you're going to improve that if property is in your future plans.
Yes, because I remember in our last conversation, you said when you're at 40% of your debt compared to your salary, you're in trouble. So, I mean, now let's go on to joint ownership and explaining that. And so I know that sometimes buying property isn't a solo act. So for anybody who is, of course, married or teaming up with a partner or a parent, what does joint ownership really involve, and how does it benefit or complicate the process or things?
I'm so glad you said complicate as well, because absolutely it's a beneficial process, and you can apply for a bond with basically anyone else, your partner, life partner, parent, sibling, even a business partner.
Oh,
you can apply, and it's called a joint bond application. Now, what that means is basically every person is equally liable for that bond. So each person in that application is assessed in their own merit. Now, people would do this for a couple of reasons. It could be that they want to qualify for a higher bond, or it could be that they don't qualify and they need the additional support to qualify for a particular bond. Now, what's important to remember, as you said, it does come with complications. It's important to remember that whilst one person would be nominated as the primary account holder, so whose account the debit would ideally go off, it does not mean that the other parties are not responsible. So if that one party does not pay, the other parties are held 100% accountable for that bond payment. That's the first thing. The second thing to also remember is when joint applications are done, it's easier when it's a spouse or a living partner. But when it's done with siblings, friends, business partners, or parents, and you're not necessarily living in the home, or you could be living in the home, it's so important to have a legal understanding and agreement in terms of the rights and the responsibilities of this property, as well as what would happen if one person wants to buy out of this property, which happens.
It really
often.
does happen.
So in this instance, yes, it's very, very possible. So I would leave you with this thought if you're thinking about it. If you're going to share the keys, then make sure that the plan is also shared and understood.
If you're going to share the keys, make sure that the plan is also shared and understood. Powerful advice right there, and I agree with you. So I know that right now we're talking about, the handling, the bond application. But now let's talk about handling a declined bond application, right? That's a tough topic. So what happens if a bond application is declined? What are the next steps, and is there still hope for moving forward in that scenario?
Yes, so the good news is, yes, there's hope. And the better news is that the National Credit Act, in fact, Section 72 of the National Credit Act, protects you as the buyer. So if you're declined for a loan, it is your right to receive a reason for that decline. And if you don't receive that reason, you're welcome to cite Section 72 of the National Credit Act. So the reasons could be various. I mean, the reasons could be affordability, it could be non-compliance, it could be lack of documentation, it could be affordability. Now, whatever the reason, it's important that you understand that reason. Reason being, you can appeal, you can fix the issue, or you can apply elsewhere. Now, that's why it's important to understand that a decline isn't the end. It is just a redirect at this point. Now, at Phoenix Bonds, this is why it's important to work with the bond originator. We understand and we explain the reason to you in terms of this decline, but we don't necessarily leave it there. We work with the client in terms of a strategy of how to reapproach this to fix the issue and handhold the client through the process. So definitely there's opportunity. Remember, a decline is not a defeat, it is a reroute.
A decline is not a defeat, it's a reroute. Powerful words. I love that. So I know that now, times are tough in South Africa economically and everybody wants to save where they can. So let's talk saving on interest. For those looking to save a little bit of extra money on their mortgage, what's one practical strategy you'd recommend as a bond originator to cut down on interest or to even shorten the bond term over time?
Sure, that's a good one. I can tell you this from my personal experience with properties and my properties, as well as a bond originator. The simplest and easiest way to do that is to make payments, smaller payments, additional payments monthly. You would be surprised at what an additional 200 Rand extra can do in terms of shaving off years, as well as thousands of interest over the trajectory of your bond. So don't ignore that. Pay attention to that. An additional way to save is if you do have a existing bond, and you've paid up your bond, then look into discussing with your bank in terms of keeping your access portion available in terms of refinancing.
Oh, yes.
But definitely start with the more additional payments every month, whatever you can afford, and you will see the difference.
I bet you can, because
Absolutely.
saving money is crucial for anybody. I mean, since we're on the topic of financial wellness, saving money is a good way, to achieve that little bit of financial freedom. So with the awareness of upfront costs, beyond the purchase price of a property, right, there are so many hidden costs. Could you walk us through some of the upfront expenses buyers might not be aware of?
Absolutely, and that's such a good, important one. So yes, remember that apart from your deposit, which in most cases might be required.
I know a friend of mine who bought property. I know he wished he would have known this before getting that property.
And most people, unfortunately, don't. Now, that's another reason why you want to work with the bond originator, because we advise you and guide you and ensure that you are prepared for this cost before you enter into such a transaction, so that this does work smoothly. So remember, the price tag is not the full bill. And what you need to be prepared for, as I said, over and above your deposit, is there is what is called transfer duty.
Oh, yes.
So now transfer duty is calculated on the price of the property, and that's basically a tax. Over and above the transfer duty, we will need to pay bond registration fees. Then there is attorney costs, deeds office costs, and bank initiation costs. Now, all of this varies depending on the property price, but if one had to budget for it hypothetically, I would say look at about between 8 to 10% of the property price and ensure that you have these funds in order to support the process through that. And again, if you don't understand what this means and at what stage you need to pay it, or the values. And remember, you will be getting confirmation from the banks and from your attorneys of this. But if you want that information ahead, work with the bond originator.
The ones that save the day, the bond originators. So while we are still on that topic of costs, right? So owning a property is, of course, a long-term commitment. So what are some of the monthly recurring costs that some new homeowners should be prepared for beyond the bond payments?
So yes, owning a home or owning property definitely gives you freedom, but with that freedom comes additional financial responsibility. And buying the home or buying the property is the first step. The next smart step is budgeting for it so that you can maintain and sustain the property. So some of the costs that you want to look at is municipal costs that would be attached to the property, like rates and taxes. Over and above that, you want to look at homeowners insurance, as well as repairs and maintenance to ensure that your property holds its value.
Of course.
And things like security and levies are also things that go unforeseen. Another cost that I'm thinking at the top of my head, it's not necessarily something that people don't have, but if you don't have life insurance and the bank now requires one, so budget for that additional cost as well.
Really? Life insurance plays into property ownership?
It could play in terms of security in some cases.
Wow, okay, I definitely didn't know that. Of course, always keeping me and everybody else updated on those useful tips when it comes to finances and, of course, investment and in property. So now when the bond payments start, let's talk about that. So after a bond is approved, when do the actual payments kick in? Is it right away, or is there like a waiting period before your first bond payment is due?
There is a bit of a waiting period, and it's a good one to also plan for and understand. So your first bond payment is generally 1 month, plus minus a month after the property is registered. So that's a good idea in terms of gauge. And in terms of when the property becomes yours and when does your interest and calculation start, that only happens on registration. So basically you are not liable until registration. So until the property is yours, there's no bond associated cost, but once it's registered, it is, and your first payment is generally a month after registration.
A month after registration. Okay, well, of course, finally, our last question here with you on the segment. It's let's zoom in, let's zoom out actually for a bit. Property is often, touted as one of the best ways to build long-term wealth. So in your view as a bond originator, why does property remain such a powerful investment, and what makes it such a cornerstone in the journey to financial freedom?
It's a good one. The reason is property is not just a place, it is a plan.
Ooh.
It helps you to build wealth. So whether you're living in the property, whether you're renting it out, using it for business purposes or other income generating purposes, your property is increasing in equity. You are attaching wealth to it. And in the same process, as you are paying off your bond, your property value is appreciating. In that word, you are also attaching equity to it. Now that equity becomes something that you can use to refinance, you can use to retire well, you can use to do whatever you wish to in your life, because it is equity, hence it is powerful. Now the other reason it is powerful is it's because it's not fast. It is secure and it is steady, therefore it's powerful.
It is steady, therefore it is powerful. I can quite agree with you on that, because we see that in the townships, more and more people are using property as a source of income, especially because of the social housing. If they've got like a property or a stand, they will make like rooms at the back and rent those out as a source of income. So you are quite right, we see it happening in our everyday lives here in the township, and we see that it's becoming a powerful tool for people to achieve financial freedom. So I know that the Vooka Nation has some questions for Rashika Mahado, but you know what, let's take a short break, and after that she will be answering some of those crucial questions from you, the Vooka Nation.
Hey family.
Hi. My name is Tisiga Mazbugo Shabalala.
My name is Moketi Maimane.
My name is Musi Miss.
My name is Ketu Mguni
on the Vooka
Breakfast Show. Every weekdays from 7 a.m.
to 10 a.m.
This is where we are going to have our topical discussion featuring various experts from different fields.
We're going to take care of you and it's going to be amazing, man. Right now I'm on the set of the Vooka Breakfast Show, brought to you by the Blink Network.
Do not forget to subscribe.
That's Vooka Breakfast Show on Facebook and all other social media platforms.
Vooka.
See you there.
Vooka Breakfast Show.
We're out here in the heart of Soweto, Top Santon. This is right next to Zondi Hills, and just before you get to Broad Fisher Club. I'm out here. My name is Musi Mist. I'm out here with the one and only maximum temperature. I'm working my money. TC Shabalala Wakamazibugo, and of course our station manager, the one and only Manele Lyric. And we're traveling out here, man. This is what we do on the Vooka Breakfast Show.
Yeah, you gotta get it fresh.
We are fresh and nice. Now it's time to take the information to the people.
Of course, like Mo just mentioned, you stay tuned, comment, like, subscribe, share your thoughts and your opinions and everything else in between. We're going to be coming to a street to do live near you, wanting to know what your thoughts are out there on the street.
Of course, we've got TCO Mazibugo with the traffic update. Right now, we are going to N1 southbound to make sure that whatever that you guys get, it is real-time information.
Yes,
so looking at Mukhorosi, we have robots that are not working right here, but the traffic is moving. We're going to look at when is your rush hour time, when people are from the work, from school,
yes,
right?
Yes,
gonna give you your daily update, so do make sure that you stay with us. Mobile Vooka Breakfast
Yes,
Show.
And we're back. Let's get those questions to Rashika, with the first question being from Zinzi. So let's hear her out.
Hi, my name is Zinzi, and I have a question around having to extend my property in the near future by adding an attached garage to the property. And I'd like to know what steps should one follow in terms of having to notify the municipality as well as the banks, and are there any risks associated when one is taking that step? Thank you.
Important question with regards to understanding how to approach that. So if I understood the question, it's about an extension to an existing property.
Yes. Just to add to that question, I want to know if that would, when she has to sell that, would that actually affect her resale value or anything when it comes to reselling that property? So
A good addition to that, absolutely, TC, and the answer is yes. So in terms of what would be the first step, definitely the first step would be, it does not matter what you're doing on your property. Ensure that you have plans drawn up by a qualified architect or draftsperson. That's the first important step. Then you have to have these plans approved by the municipality. Now, it's exceptionally important and ties into what you've just asked, because it does affect the value when you are intending on reselling, and in fact affects the process if you don't have proper plans and documentation. So definitely let the municipality know, ensure that your plans are approved before commencing. Then if you do have a bond, let your bank know. It's important that you let your bank know, reason being, is that your bank will want to most probably have these plans to understand what you're doing, as your property value is going to change. Then the bank is in all likelihood going to want to reassess or revalue your property, which then also means that if you have insurance, then your insurance also changes. So it's important to look at those aspects. Now, whilst you're doing this building or maintenance or renovation on your property, ensure that you have insurance for this work whilst it is commencing. The insurances that you currently have is unlikely to cover what's going on in terms of the progression of this work. And lots of people come short in terms that they don't have insurance for the work that's carrying on. So that's something else to look out for. And then, of course, make sure that you use, you use qualified, skilled people in terms of the work that you're doing.
Course.
Yeah, approved.
That's quite important. I hope, Zinzi, your question has been sufficiently answered right here. And of course, I know Rashika always gives the best advice when it comes to financial wellness. And of course, she is a bond originator from Phoenix Bonds. So she's qualified to give advice on home ownership. So again, I know we have a second question for Rashika right here from Neliswa.
Hi Rashika, my name is Neliswa. I do have 3 questions. The first one is, what are the risks and benefits of a joint bond? The second one is, I don't know if it's going to make sense, but how is the monthly payment split amongst the two? Is it like 50-50, or is it calculated according to the individual's salary? Like when I take home like 20,000 and my partner takes 10,000, will it still be 50-50, or is calculated according to our salaries? And then my last question is, what are the implications of selling the property after it's been fully paid for? Thank you.
Keep me honest.
Ooh.
Keep me honest so that I remember these questions. But if I remember correctly, the first one is, what are the benefits of buying jointly? So there are definitely benefits, and one can buy jointly, as I mentioned.
We've spoken about, yes.
Just obviously in terms of be of the eligible age and be able to repay the bond. Now, in terms of who you choose to do a joint bond application with will affect the outcome. So if, for example, you are doing a joint bond application with someone who has a low credit score, or has negative financial history, that will negate your application in terms of what you qualify for. So it's important to understand that. So the answer is yes, but there are limitations. In terms of what to be aware of, we also discussed that it is a joint bond application, but there are rights and responsibilities outside of the property which needs to be clarified and agreed to. And in terms of responsibilities of payments, so basically you can apply with more than one person can apply. However, there is a primary person that is the applicant. So although everyone is assessed on the same merits, and in terms of responsibility, hold the responsibility equally, there is one primary account holder. Now, that person would ideally have the bond go off their account. Therefore, it's important to have this agreement in terms of what is the breakdown or the ratio of payment between the other parties. So I hope I've answered the second question.
Yes, you have.
Then the last question, if I remember correctly, is if you're selling
yes, so now if it's paid off and you want to resell, and of course you're in a joint ownership agreement.
So if you're in a joint ownership agreement, hence you needed to have this agreement ahead of time, because if there's one person that doesn't want to sell, then you're going to have a challenge in terms of selling the property. All parties have to agree if you want to sell the property.
Even if there's one main applicant?
Even if there's one main applicant. It is a joint bond, which means the bond or the property is in the names of all the applicants, it's only for financial transactions that it goes off one person's bank account. Therefore, you need that legal agreements to have that understanding in place before you get to that place. Now, if the home is fully paid off, then it's great. You don't obviously, there's not going to be a bond cancellation fee. So
Yes.
that's one plus. There's not going, in terms of whatever you sell the property for, less standard costs of the sale of a home, the rest of those funds is your profit. Things that you should be aware of, however, is you will still be responsible for capital gains tax.
Okay.
In the event that that is not your first property or your primary property, and or if you've made a profit of over 2 million on that property, then you will pay capital gains tax. But if it's your first property and if your profit is below that, then you don't pay capital gains tax on that. The other things that you will pay is attorney fees, because the property will have to be transferred in terms of the process, so be aware of having to pay for attorney fees. Now, it's important to know that although this home is not bonded, you would still go through the same process in terms of registration, in terms of documentation. So whilst there's a big part that's not highly administrative, you will still be required to follow the rest of the processes.
Wow, okay. I hope that Rishika has answered you there, Neliswa. And Rishika, in closing, right, what is one final advice on the series, this 3-part series that we've had on financial wellness? What is just a parting advice you would give to the Vooka Nation on achieving financial freedom in modern South Africa?
Oh, that's an interesting one.
Because, we're in Youth Month, and you know what? We know with the youth today, the biggest challenge they'll ever face is the financial freedom that they need to progress and be successful in today's society.
Yeah.
So, I'd love to know what your advice is to the Vooka Nation.
Thank you. So I would say whether it is your mind, your money, or your property, ownership does not start with perfection. It starts with purpose and creating movement from clarity.
It starts with creating movement from clarity. Wow. Those are powerful parting words, and I am inspired, and you have lit a spark in me, and I hope that you've lit a spark in everyone who's watching and listening on how they can, achieve a financial freedom when in their personal finance. And of course, Vooka Nation, that wraps up today's segment of Financial Wellness with Rishika Mahado. So I hope you now have a clearer picture of the mortgage process, the true value of a bond originator, and practical steps that you can take towards home ownership and building lasting wealth. So a huge thank you to Rishika for once again sharing sharing her expertise and empowering us with actionable insights. So remember, every informed decision is a step closer to financial freedom. If you found today's discussion valuable, don't forget to engage and tag us and tag, obviously, your friends and share your biggest takeaway using the hashtag financial wellness and hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. So stay inspired, and don't forget to check the caption on our social media posts on for more info on Rishika and her journey to helping people like you secure your financial future. Rishika, if anybody wants to get a hold of you and start their home ownership journey, where can they do so?
Generally on all the LinkedIn platform, social media platforms, and preferably at email is where you would find me, as I'm not always as active on social media. So Rishika at @forwardup or Rishika at Rashika at phoenixbonds.finance.
Thank you so much. Of course, it's been me, Tisiga Mazibuga Shabalala, with the beautiful and incredible Rashika Mahado on the personal finance segment right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show. And of course, as we are about to knock off and close off the show, we would love to go back to the topical segment with Musi Mist.
Vooka Breakfast Show.
We're out here in the heart of Soweto, Top Santon. This is right next to Zondi Hills, and just before you get to Broad Fisher Club. I'm out here. My name is Musi Mist. I'm out here with the one and only maximum temperature. I'm working my TC Shabalala Wakamazibugo, and of course our station manager, the one and only Manele Lyric. And we're traveling out here, man. This is what we do on the Vooka Breakfast Show.
Yeah, you gotta get it fresh.
We are fresh and nice. Now it's time to take the information to the people.
Of course, like Mo just mentioned, you stay tuned, comment, like, subscribe, share your thoughts and your opinions and everything else in between. We're going to be coming to a street to do live near you, wanting to know what your thoughts are out there on the street.
Of course, we've got TCO Mazibugo with the traffic update. Right now, we are going to N1 southbound to make sure that whatever that you guys get, it is real-time information.
Yes,
so looking at Mukhorosi, we have robots that are not working right here, but the traffic is moving. We're going to look at when is your rush hour time, when people are from the work or from school,
yes,
right?
Yes,
I'm gonna give you your daily update, so do make sure that you stay with us. Mobile Vooka Breakfast Show.
Escape the ordinary and discover the extraordinary with Swellappeal Tours. Whether you're a group of friends or a family looking for a memorable getaway, Swellappeal Tours has you covered. Our all-inclusive tours take you to South Africa's most stunning destinations, from the scenic beauty of Mpumalanga to the vibrant life of Gauteng and the coastal charm of Durban.
Hey family.
Hi.
My name is Tisiga Mazibugo Shabalala.
My name is Moketi Maimane.
My name is Musi Mist.
My name is Ketu
on the
Vooka Breakfast Show.
Every weekdays from 7 a.m.
to 10 a.m.
This is where we are going to have our topical discussion featuring various experts from different fields.
We're going to take care of you and it's going to be amazing, man. Right now I'm on the set of the Vooka Breakfast Show, brought to you by the Blink-On Network.
Do not forget to subscribe.
That's Vooka Breakfast Show on Facebook and all other social media platforms.
Vooka.
See you there.
Well, yeah, shopping blossom memory. Yes.
Wow.
This is Ted, the Wild Irish Comedian. You're watching Vooka Breakfast Show. Tune in every morning, Monday to Friday.
Very insightful conversations that we have only and exclusively right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show, brought to you by the Blink-On Network. And, like TC said before the break, we hope that that conversation between TC and Rashika was very educational, very insightful, and that you took away at least one or two things that you can move forward with your life and try to implement them as best as you can. Always such a pleasure and so exciting to have Rashika and Robin in studio with us. I don't know, guys, what did you think? Talk to me. Because you know what the thing is, we take personal finances, or as Rashika said, financial wellness, we take it for granted, right? And so I would love to hear your thoughts and your opinions and everything else in between as to what you thought about that three-part conversation that TC had with Rashika over the last 2 weeks and ending it off this morning. because as individuals who are in the workforce and who are adults, functioning adults in society, we always strive to have great financial education and financial insight and financial information. You know, like I mentioned before, TC had a conversation with Rashika. Are you someone who spends on the whim? Mo, I always miss that word. Kana, what did you say? You are a impulsive spender. Are you someone who just whips out their wallet and takes out cash? Are you someone who whips out their phone and taps whenever you can or wherever you are, all willy-nilly? Or are you are you well read up, or are you informed about the cents and the rands that are leaving your bank account? Do share your thoughts and your opinions across all our social media platforms using the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. And of course, you can get in touch with us on WhatsApp using the number 060-493-3226. Talk to me, guys. What did you think? Rishika was ending it off today. Stephen?
Hey, man, I learned a lot. I learned a lot. But I felt like we could have went in deeper. But so far, remember last week I was like, yo, hey, my finance is bad. Sorry. I was like, my finance is bad. But now, since the conversations we've been having with Rashika, I'm upgrading. I'm not gonna say I'm doing well, but I am upgrading. You know what I mean?
You're learning.
Yes, I'm learning.
That's good. That's good. That's what we want. Everybody, talk to me.
I'm learning, but I haven't implemented anything yet.
Okay.
That one, I'll be honest. It takes me a while. Learning, yes. Implementation,
different.
Still on it.
Yeah.
Different.
Yeah. No, man, that's the point here. That's what we aim to strive for as the Vooka Breakfast Show, is that we are always learning and getting more information, education, and insight with industry professionals. Bold conversations that are all-encompassing, compelling, and, of course, thought-provoking. Yes, sir. Shifting mindsets, man.
What did you learn?
There's a lot to digest from, how you go about acquiring yourself property or a piece of land, to how you go about just handling your own finances. She calls it financial wellness, as opposed to personal finance.
Yeah, financial wellness.
Absolutely,
you know what I mean?
And I love that. I remember the first time when she came and I had that conversation with her, and she was like, I actually refer to it as personal finance, and it stayed with me. But anyway, let's move right along. Talk to me. Red flags, green flags. Right? We always hear those terms being thrown.
Red flag,
green flag. Right? We always hear those terms being thrown around all willy-nilly. Relationship signals. We have things that trigger us, things that set us off, and things that we can tolerate, and things that we don't tolerate. The other day I heard that some behaviors in a relationship are like neon signs, right? And red for warning,
yes,
and green for all systems are go. And it got me thinking, how often do we ignore a red flag?
I'm not gonna lie to you.
Or conversely, hold on to those green flags or those rare green signals. Talk to me. What do you think?
In terms of finance, yeah?
No. In relationships.
In relationships.
We've moved away from finances.
So you know what's crazy now?
We're trying to decode relationship signals here. Red flag, green flag.
You know what the thing was? The thing is with me is, as much as I love green flags, I still have to find a way to navigate between the green and the red flags. 'Cause I seem to find myself delving more on the red flags. I don't know why. Maybe it might be a personality trait.
What do you mean delve a bit more on the red flags?
In relationship context, a red flag is somebody that only thinks of themselves.
For you. Is this for you?
Yeah, this is mine. This is mine. This is mine. Thank you for the correction, my brother. Yeah. This is my opinion, yeah. I tend to gravitate. Gravitate. Yeah. I tend to gravitate to things that are toxic because back then I thought they were fun, but now growing up, I'm realizing
if it's not the way to go.
Yes, as I'm saying, as I'm growing up, I'm realizing to say no, man. Red flags aren't the thing. They might be fun, yeah, but it ends in a bad way. So we'd rather go on a green flag side, green flag, man. Organic stuff lasts more than because, red flags are last. Am I wrong in saying that?
I don't know. Each to their own. What is a red flag to you? What is a green flag to you?
A red flag to me is something you should stay away from. Green flag, go on with it.
Yeah, but the reason I'm saying I don't know is we can't have things or try to make them standard.
Okay, let's not. Okay. Let me clarify myself. Let me clarify myself now. Red flag, ne? Okay, I'm gonna put this in this context.
Quickly, we don't have much time.
Yeah, I'm gonna put this in this context. Ne? Red flag. You see a girl, short skirt, what, looking nice. That's a red flag.
For you.
My nigga.
For you.
Okay, my
Be
brother.
an individualistic thinker. Because that, for me, could be a green flag. That's why I'm saying it's subjective. You can't try and make it a standard thing across the board.
Yes, I'm not trying to...
Okay.
Okay. Let me start over. Ne?
You've been
Personally,
I'm listening.
Personally, a red flag is something you should stay away from, which is very, very hard to stay away from. But I am growing, learning, and discovering myself, rediscovering myself, repurposing myself to say, if it didn't work out there, let's not go to the same space where it was a red flag. Let's go find, the saying, greener pastures. And then there's this, have you ever been to, what's the stadium? Goroko.
Stadium.
No, I'm making an analogy.
No, I haven't been. Quickly, we don't have time. We're closing it off.
We're closing it off. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Generally, red flags, stay away from. Green flags, go on.
Okay. Everybody talk to me quickly in closing.
Emmanuel, what was the question?
How do you handle or navigate the space of green flags and red flags in relationships?
So green flags basically, that's the yay, right? So when it comes to red flags, it depends on the type of red flag that it is. If it's something that is pretty forgivable or manageable, then yeah. So for me, it depends on the situation of the red flag itself in order for me to say, okay, I do not mind going into the relationship or not.
Yeah. Okay. I hear you. Because you know what the thing is? We're trying to dive into the debate on red flags and green flags in relationships. Are we missing subtle cues? And are we overreacting to everyday quirks? Let's try to uncover whether those warnings are really alarm bells, or perhaps it's just misunderstood habits.
Okay, let me go into...
Understand. Well, we don't have time. We can't go into it now.
No.
But we're trying to have everyone who's listening and watching share with us whether they have ever spotted a red flag that everyone else overlooked, right?
Okay.
Or a green flag that saved the day. We're trying to set the stage with some personal insights before we dig deeper into it. But like I said, because we have run out of time, we can't go much into it. So what I will do is we're going to have this one as a topical discussion that we'll have on another day. I'm going to make sure, right, Mo?
Please do. Please do.
We're vowing here. We're going to make a conversation of it because there's quite a few things that I would have loved to hear from everyone else who's listening and watching. Like things like, what is the most important relationship signal for you? Is it perhaps honest communication, which is considered a green flag? Is it mutual respect? Is it early signs of dishonesty? Or is it overbearing jealousy? very, very interesting stuff that need us to have quite a bit of time on our
A bit
hands
of
so that we
time,
can
yeah.
dive into
Yeah.
it. You know, so Monakohai, we hope that you have enjoyed your time, you know, hanging out with us on this lovely Tuesday morning, the 3rd of June 2025. The time right about now is 37 minutes past 10 o'clock. We should have been out of your hair a while ago, but in closure, is there anything that you guys would like to say? Last thoughts for the day?
Yeah, last thoughts for the day is no matter what you be going through here, daily, yearly, or whatever, nothing will ever stay the same. Everything comes to pass.
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
I see you, Stephen. Very quickly.
For me, we all go through different things, and unfortunately, life is not always a soft cushion. But staying true to yourself and making sure that you succeed in everything that you do and do things gracefully will always lead you to a much more bigger and brighter light.
Can I just add one more thing?
Steven.
If they bring pap, no. I mean, if they bring pap, what am I saying? If they bring beef, let's have the pap so that we can, you know.
Yes, guys,
Okay.
and for me, Afri-Berry, also known as Miss Berry Plays, the darker the berry, sweeter than Toto.
And
Salute.
this is the Vooka Breakfast Show signing out. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. And then the WhatsApp number is 06049333321. Engage it there.
3226. Stephen, it's fine, my brother. We're calling it a day. We have
not okay,
Zinzi
guys. I'm
Elizabeth.
not okay, guys. I'm
We're
not
having
okay.
Zinzi Elizabeth coming through on our YouTube comment section saying, thank you, Rishika and team, for the wealth knowledge shared regarding finances and property overall. We really hope that you took a bit of information and knowledge from that conversation. But with that being said, signing out from myself, the one and only MOOCEE Mist. My name is Musi Mist, and I'm so happy to have been in your company and in your presence on this great Tuesday morning. Bright and early tomorrow morning, let you and I and the rest of the team spend some quality time where we can have a great energy exchange and, have bold conversations that are all encompassing, compelling, and of course, thought-provoking, aimed at providing so much information and knowledge and having mindset shifts. From myself, till tomorrow morning, stay safe, stay hydrated, stay cautious on those roads, and God willing, you and I will see each other tomorrow morning. Cool stuff.
Me all your love, it's burning hot. It's what you do to me, babe, I can guarantee. Honey, I got